Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laureli Shimayo, and this is the MeWe Metaphysics and Wellness Fairs and events for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and online. This is one of our online events. This is an awakening panel. Our theme today is career, purpose, education, jobs. We're here to help you with soul purpose, life purpose, and making great choices to support you expressing the best of who you are in a grounded physical plane world. We are 6 of us on the panel tonight. There are 5 of us here already. We'll be sharing a bit about who we are, what we do, and the theme, and then we'll be answering questions from the audience. And let's see, that's great. We've got several of you in line already right now. I'll just let you know we've got Martha, Catherine, Alicia, and then Arin. Not sure how you pronounce your name. And we have a couple people from last time that are in line in case they come, Marina and Donna. So they may be here asking questions as well. And I see some of you are here. It's great. Yep, Martha, you paid last time. You're all set. All right, great. Well, let's see. So how about let's go through and introduce ourselves first as more people are arriving. And I should probably put something in the messages too about getting the closed caption to work. So I'll work on that too. All right, so who wants to share? And go ahead. Yeah, you've got a few minutes to share. You can jump in. Yeah, so let's have Carolyn jump in. Well, oh yeah, let me get us, I'll get us spotlighted. Let me get all of us to the front. Probably it's spotlit, not spotlighted, but funny language. Sally in here. All right, go ahead.
Hi everyone. My name is Carolyn Kaufman. I'm an intuitive life coach and RainbowTouch healer. I've been doing all this for about 23 years, and I love helping people through transitions of all kinds. I kind of tend to play a bridge, help them bridge from the old paradigm way of thinking into the new foundation, which we're walking into right now. And I do angel card readings, the energy healing. I combine them with my background in nutrition and learned a lot with working with messages of the body and really of life. I love to just read all the messages and help people, empower them to understand what life is telling them and how to follow their guidance and to create a life that they can thrive in and that they can really enjoy. And the exciting part for me in this topic tonight is what I love is being that we're walking into this new foundation. We are literally in new days, and that we're with the vibration of the planet it's raised so much, we're able to access more of our full potential and an expansive version of ourselves, so we can access new things, new tools, new ideas. So we're literally creating new jobs. And so a lot of times when we get stuck and not knowing what we're supposed to do, like we have these ideas or feelings, but we don't quite get the picture, it's because we're actually here to create it. And so I really look forward to talking about some of that tonight, and I look forward to meeting you all. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much. All right, who else wants to jump in and share? Go ahead, Jamie. Yeah, Shift Witch.
Hi, I am the Shift Witch, and I use a combination of compassionate intuitive coaching, empowered movement, and energetic healing to help get you balanced and centered and ready to move forward on your path. In my coaching, one of the specific sessions I offer is called Putting Your Skills to Work. And we spend an hour together just uncovering what your real loves are, what lights you up inside, what makes you want to get out of bed and just greet the sun in the morning. And then we figure out, how do we take that and turn that into something you love doing for work every day? So that is my focus here tonight, is helping all of you with your questions to figure out, what is it that lights you up? What is it that can just make your life look the way you want it to look? So the special I'm offering tonight is a 25% discount off of one of those Putting Your Skills to Work sessions. And I know Laureli has been putting stuff in the chat about that, and she'll have it up all night. You can also contact me for healings. I do moon card readings. I am a witch, so I do a lot of different witch related things as well that you can contact me about, and feel free to ask me any questions about that. And I really look forward to helping you find your path tonight, even if it's just the start of your path, or maybe you're at the end of it, but you don't know where to jump off from here. That's what we're here for tonight. So I really look forward to getting to know you.
Thank you so much, Shift Witch. All right, who wants to jump in now? Got Wendella and Sally. Sally, sure.
Hi, my name is Sally. I'm a psychic, intuitive, tarot, and oracle card reader, as well as a psychic medium. I have a variety of different readings that I offer. My sole purpose is to help people bring clarity to difficult situations or anything that they're struggling with. I also connect with your past loved ones to bring messages of healing and comfort to you. I'm super excited about this tonight because I am the love queen and I am always getting love readings. So a career reading, it's like, yes, finally, something different. It pushes me outside of my boundaries. It helps me grow as a person. I am so excited to not do a love reading. I cannot tell you. So I think it's super important to turn it around to the querent and ask them to kind of look at within themselves. So I like to shift it to like, what can you do to bring this situation? Not, well, will I get this job? It's what can you do to get the job? What can you do to facilitate the healing or, you know, the growth that needs to be done in order to get that job? So I think sometimes people focus a lot on the future and the what ifs and the what, when and what, you know, all that stuff, but they don't really look at themselves and figure out what we need to do in order to make that stuff happen. And so that's where my focus usually is with my readings, even though it's kind of hard. Some people don't want to listen to that, but I think it's super important. And I'm just super excited. Thanks for being here.
Great, thanks so much. All right, Wendella, go ahead.
So hi, everybody. I'm a psychic medium and I do spiritual advising. I specialize in blockages, what's blocking you from what's happening. So we reach into a reading, I look into your energy and I find out what could be preventing you from living the best true life that you should be on. I'm also the owner of a business called Metaphysician Technician, in which I support other metaphysical people with technology. So what I can bring to this is also some common sense stuff of how marketing, how to get you on that path. And I'm also the guardian of a metaphysical WAG writers accountability group, and I'm helping others become the authors that they want to be. So that's me.
Great, thanks. All right, and I put everyone's information in the chat just now. And yeah, people are excited to see each other. There's another practitioner that will be here in just a little bit. It's Michelle Scaletsky Boyd. She does intuitive soul sessions, hypnosis, and oracle card readings. So she'll be here shortly. And then I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. So part of what I do with my eye readings, I'm reading your eyes. I'm reading the energy of your soul as it comes through your eyes. So it's really easy for me to see and connect that to your life purpose or your soul purpose. I use a set of archetypes to describe what I see. And then we use that map to help see generally what your purpose is, what is the direction of your purpose. And we can talk about what you're doing now and how that's a good fit and how it might be better to have that change. Sometimes it's about changing kind of how you do your work, not necessarily what you do, or there might be ways of like trading things up and shifting off some of your work. Sometimes it's that the organization you're in doesn't see and doesn't get you and doesn't appreciate you. Maybe you're ready to start working for yourself, working for a much smaller organization, huge change in your path. All kinds of things are possible. I'm very excited to be here with you and share with you. I can see you just fine in the video. If you have questions, sometimes actually, depending on your lighting, it might be a little hard. You can send me photos of you. And if you have questions of any other people in your life that somehow are related to this, like a business partner, or anything like that, or a boss you have questions about, you can send me photos of them. And I can talk about them and you and relationship and all kinds of things like that. And then the body psychology comes into play, usually about growing through lessons of implementing this. Oh, and Michelle's here, so she's going to get to introduce herself in a moment. And get her up to the front. I'm gonna say, and so the body psychology, our body gives us messages all the time. So are we aware? Are we listening? Are we able to follow the impulses that we have? And then our body is also useful for shifting in ways that we may be stuck. So that may come up tonight too, depending on what we're doing. And I'm adding Michelle here to the front. And Perfect timing, Michelle. I know you're just getting landed. And I say, and I have information in the chat about me as well. There's information on Michelle there already too. And so my special today is 40% off my regular rates. And I'm just looking forward to doing readings with you all tonight here in the event. All right, Michelle, go ahead, take your 3-ish minutes to introduce yourself.
Namaste, everyone. I'm Michelle Scaletsky Boyd, and I'm an intuitive medium as well as a Reiki master teacher and a clinically certified hypnotherapist and neurolinguistic practitioner. So I have a lot of different modalities, and I've been using my intuition. The earliest that I can remember is when I was 4. It was a documented case that actually got published, one of my very first writing examples. So I'm very honored to be here. And when I found out what the topic was, I felt very called to come. And so for those of you who are just getting to know me, I like to get a little bit of information. So if you're here, for example, on a career path, I'd like to know a little bit about who you are and where you're currently working. It's always helpful to know. And then that allows me to hear your voice because I'm primarily clairaudient. And there's definitely some vibration that occurs in sound. And so as I'm listening, I'm watching your energy as well. And it allows me then to have permission to come in and to read you. I don't really like those words, but a lot of people use them. And so I will definitely do all that I can to be helpful tonight. So thanks for being here.
Great, thank you so much. All right. Well, let's see, we have got a number of us in line tonight already. So let me give the basics and we will get started. So when you ask a question of the panel, keeping in mind that this is recorded and will be online, you ask this question. We may go deeper than you want us to go in this context of it being public. We may start talking about other aspects of your life that for us are related. And if there's in any way that we are answering in a way that you don't want us to be sharing here, please let us know. Unmute and let us know, wave your hands so we get your, bring our attention to you, write in the chat, anything so that we honor you. Our aim is to honor you in our answers tonight. We encourage all of you to listen and learn from all that's asked and all that's shared. We together are holding the space to do this all together. Our energies are impacting each other. We know that everyone is potentially open and intuitive. And so when people are asking questions tonight, things may come through you. We request that you allow the attention to stay up on the panel tonight. And if something comes through for you, you might want to write it down. It's often what shows up doesn't stay very long. And if you want, when we're done answering someone's question, you can write them a private chat and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through for you. Please honor whatever they share. It's possible that they'll be full after receiving answers from us. Yeah, I think those are all the basics to know for getting started. And just want to mention again too, I have it in the chat. This is a new feature. If you want to see a transcription of what we're saying, just go down to closed caption and it'll appear on the bottom of your screen. So that's a new thing that we're experimenting with. We did it yesterday for the first time and it's amazingly pretty close. So kind of see how we can reach more and more people in our events. All right, well, let's see. So we've got, let me post again the information for paying for a question. It's free to be here and it's a small price to ask a question. We've got several people in line tonight. So we have, I thought I was going to paste all of them. Yeah, it's right up there. So let's see. So we've got Martha, Catherine, Alicia, and Aram in line tonight, and possibly a couple other people from last time. So all right, let's go ahead and we can get started with Martha. If you are willing to go first, we can jump right in. That's great. There are videos on.
Hi.
In the spotlight. All right, great. Go ahead with your question.
Here I am. Okay, so I just want to get a feel of, I've been here before. And I am in search of my life purpose. And, I'm here to learn also because I'm looking for, my life purpose and see what Spirit has to say.
And it's fine to leave it open like that. Is there anything else that you want to share? Or you want to leave it open? It's totally up to you.
Just leave it open. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Just leave it open.
Great. So practitioners, if anyone is ready, just raise your hand and then. Yeah. Some of you have seen Martha before and some of you may not have. So yeah, it's great. to say a little bit while people are getting ready. It's just so clear to me that your purpose has to do with people. So obvious to me that it's about people. You're very easy with people, and yeah. I also trying to think of some things I've not shared with you before. You have a very resonant and calming voice. Like, I know that you probably, just given some of your other work, you can probably do a high-pitched voice, and that's very playful. But I think you also have a very calm, resonating voice, and I think that would probably soothe people a lot. And it looks like Carolyn is ready. So let's have Carolyn jump in and share. Go ahead.
Hi, Martha. So what I got was, I agree with Laureli. I got that you're very good with people, that you're here to, I'm looking at my cards here, that you're here to help and inspire, and you have a gift in helping other people and learning, and that you also are a healer. And so it's just a really great time for you to kind of tap into it. Like, I feel like you've been doing this most of your life, just kind of along your path, but not really step forward with it. And so Spirit is saying that now things have kind of shifted for you, and it's time for you to kind of step forth and allow these gifts to shine and do it on a more like regular basis. But it's nothing, I don't feel like it's that much new to what you've already been doing. It's just, maybe it's going to come out in like classes, or maybe you're going to be guided to like offer it at, maybe different venues like this or something else. And so that's all Spirit is asking you. Just kind of, you can ask for guidance to say, thank you, I'm ready to take these gifts to the next level, or my skills, my passion. Because I do get the feeling you also have this really great passion in helping people, and also children. I feel like there's something in there with children or teens that you have a nice connection with, and then can help inspire them on their path. And so it's just more about letting go of the details and just saying, okay, I'm ready. And I feel like the steps will come your way. That's what I've been getting.
That resonates a lot.
We did not share anything with her about you.
Yes. I'm actually a preschool teacher right now, so. Yeah.
That's great. All right. And looks like Shift Witch is ready. Go ahead.
Okay, that makes sense with the word I got then, because the word I got was orchestration. That you're very good at organizing and then implementing. And that what you can do now, okay, so that feels like it's more, you do that more three-dimensional, but what now you're being asked to do is do that in like the more subtle spiritual realms. So putting things together that help serve other people in the metaphysical realms as well, whether that's hang on. So small group sorts of things, where small group intensives. Okay, sorry. Took me a second to get that. So like a small group intensive would be something absolutely perfect, because you have the ability to do what you need to do three-dimensionally to put that together. And then you have also the intuitive connections, the divine connections, the metaphysical connection to lead that in a very confident and in a really confident way, and to be a great, it's not teacher. What are here? Okay, a great passer on of gifts is how I heard it. So I hope that makes sense.
Thank you.
Great. Anyone else ready to share? Wendella, go ahead, share.
Yeah, hi, Martha. So I got this, a lot of your blockages are just a lack of action. And I mean this in the most loving way, is that you have a great idea, but there's just, you kind of talk yourself out of it. You keep coming up on an idea and you go, no, see, there's a million different other reasons why I'm not doing that. And so you're blocking yourself from going forward with that action. And around you, I get a lot of, it's funny when she said teacher, because I really got a lot of medical, like almost nursing, and that capacity of taking care of other people. And I don't mean that in a way of empathetically taking care of other people, like technically taking care of other people is really where you feel your power. And I also got that once you take control, like you really rein in that self-doubt and I know that sounds kind of trite because that's for all of us, right? But for you especially, you really need to focus on what you want and then make a plan and go forward with it. Take that action. Action's really your keyword, is just acting on those feelings, acting on that intuition. All right. Thank you so much, love.
Great.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share? Go ahead. Is that Sally?
Want me to go? Okay.
If you're ready, yeah.
Hi. So, I don't know. I'm just getting this. I pulled a couple cards and I'm just getting this overwhelming feeling that, like, I don't know if this has anything to do about the career, but I feel like you need a little bit of a break right now. I must feel like a retirement type of energy. Like, I just feel like a lot of water and traveling. And I don't know if that's something that you've been thinking of doing, but that might have something to do with your purpose. That's just what I'm getting. I feel like I also pulled a card about your throat chakras. So I feel like you need to speak your truth a little bit more. I'm not sure that this has to do with your career or just like advice for you in general, but I don't know if you feel more comfortable by the water. I also get a feeling of putting a plan in place too, like going forward and moving forward with a plan that you might have. And I don't know if it's speaking, and travel is coming up very strong for me. I'm not sure if that makes any sense to you at all.
I love to travel.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if there's something you could do possibly in the travel industry. I don't know. That's what's just coming up so strong for me. And speaking and thinking and planning and taking action, and also feeling something that you've done in the past or something that relates to the past. I don't know, that's the energy I'm getting. That's really, I was struggling a little bit with getting more than that, but that's pretty much what I got. I did feel the same as a couple other people with the nurturing and the caretaking too. Maybe it has something to do with, have you ever thought of doing something on your own outside of being the teacher? Like,
yes, I actually P life coach, when she said, like, I'm a healer, I know for a fact, like that, but I just have to find, like, like what it is and how I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to do. But I feel, I know I'm a healer.
It could be with children too. I felt children as around you as well. But before you said you were a teacher, I don't know if it's like even a camp or something. Have you ever been involved in like a summer camp or something like that?
Well, yes, I've been, like regular summer camp where.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because not all teachers do that. But like, I feel like you were organizing some kind of a camp or like trips, traveling with the students, organizing that kind of stuff. I'm not really sure. Maybe that's something that you could do on your own, even, having your own kind of a camp or having your own kind of program with children, summer camp, traveling, speaking to them, motivating them, educating them, being like a mentor to them as well. It's just, that's what I'm getting strongly, but I'm trying to make sense of it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm getting. I think I'm confusing you.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Some of the practitioners that have seen you before and have said, know me and how I often am. I'm responding a lot more to these just because, like Wendella, when you shared, like basically get a plan and like take action. So Martha, you've asked this question, a version of this question a number of times. And so on the one hand, I'm like, yes, plan, take action. And at the same time, right, so people, they need to like know it's really, really, really the right thing first in terms of decisions. And so Sally's like, take a break. In some ways, it's almost like if you're not able to get to a place where you can take some action, maybe taking a break from it and not focusing on it is the thing. So I totally see like both of their answers.
Some of these cards, I'll just show you really quick. Like, see this woman, she's holding a surfboard and she's like, and then this lady's in a boat on the ocean going somewhere, and this person's thinking. So I just got this thought, like, it's just, you need to take a break and think and figure this all out. But, I think you have ideas, I think it's just about like you said, deciding which one is right for you, whatever's going to make you the most happy is
Yes,
really, I think, what it's going to be.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm connected to someone that's probably going to be starting an alternative elementary school. So there are a lot of alternative high schools and not an elementary school. So I'm like, oh yeah, I've been connecting people together. So I'm like, more people to connect together. All right, Michelle,
Yeah, something like.
go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, Martha. How are you today?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good. So I will just add that today I was drawn before I even came to the event, I was drawn to call on spirit animals. So everything I'm doing today is based on totem animals and spirit animals. And what came in very strongly was giraffe and owl. And so giraffe is just confirming that you already know what you want. You've already seen it and you're just needing to get out of your own way. And this does go along with what Sally was saying in terms of travel. It's like travel, get out of where you are now and move, go somewhere else. And the owl is really, it doesn't stop and overthink. It doesn't say to itself, I wonder if I'm wise and I have all the answers. Like it already knows. And so in terms of the card that she picked for thought, I would just put a different spin on it. Instead of thinking about it and going somewhere and really putting time into it, I'd say that you've done plenty of that. You already know what you need to do, and stop thinking. Be like the owl, use your wisdom and move forward.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, great. Anyone have anything else you want to share with Martha? All right, great. Well, Martha, there you go. Do you want to share anything, Martha, about like just anything that it touches in you?
No, I mean, everything did resonate. Yeah, I know I have ideas, but it's just, you know, there's so many things that I have to put together for that. And, you know, my husband and my kids, so all of that. And making a living out of whatever I am supposed to be doing also, you know. So, thank you.
You are welcome. Thanks so much. All right, and it looks like someone else has paid, so I will get you in line. We've got a few people in line already, and so yeah, thanks for letting me know in chat that you paid. That's perfect. All right, let's see who's next in line. We've got, I think Catherine is the next one that's here. Well, let's bring you up here on Spotlight. All right, great, Catherine. What is your question?
Hi, everyone. Laureli, you always put together these amazing panels, and thank you so much for this one. I want to do a reading with everybody afterwards, but I'm just open to insights anyone has about right livelihood and higher purpose. I'm almost 70 and I've spent my entire career as a journalist and a book editor, and I'm ready for a paradigm shift. I feel that there's something more, something else that I need to complete for whatever time is left. And how do I put it? It's got to be more than just getting up and going and assembling widgets. You know, it's got to have a purpose, and it doesn't mean it has to be some big Mother Teresa campaign or corner office position. I think you can simply be a clerk in a DMV office and really be serving the world. But I'm looking for that niche for the coming years. What lights me up inside and excites me seems to have nothing to do with money and pay. But I think, you know, you can get creative and find ways to make that happen. But we live in a world where we need steady pay. So, you know, I'm freelancing right now, and it's a roller coaster. It's up and down. So I'm just open to see if there's anything you feel, and then maybe I can follow up with some more in-depth readings after the panel today.
All right, great question. And I am, yeah, Wendella's, okay, we've got Wendella's, Shift Witch, and Michelle are already in line. Go ahead and leap in. All right, Wendella first.
Hi, Catherine. Oh
Hi.
my God, you are glorious. I love your energy. You have
Oh.
such a rich life, such an amazing story, such an amazing fabric of a soul. It's just so rich, and I love that about you. And as I'm working into your energy, I get the ups, the downs, the pains, the losses. And you know what? As a writer, maybe you might not have thought of this, but a biography, a memoir, and as an inspiration to other authors, as being a mentor, a book coach.
I got tingles from head to toe when you said that.
Ma'am.
I am working on a memoir.
Perfect.
But you know, how does that play into a monthly paycheck when you're creating that? Oh,
mentor. You know, when you put your work out there, I have a metaphysical wag. I have people that I'm a writer, and I opened my world up to other people, and I use what I know about publishing to help other people publish their stuff. And there's a lot of people out there right now that are just exploding with stories. There is a very rich, and with your background, Queen. I'm bound your experience, sweetheart. So I'm going to let everybody else talk, but thank you for coming today.
Well, namaste. Thank you.
That's great. We may find a lot of alignment. All right, Shift Witch, you are next.
Hi, Catherine. As soon as I saw you, I knew that you were somebody who dealt with words. I'm a librarian, so I tend to recognize other word people right away. I don't know what it is, and I don't usually get something quite this straightforward and simple, but what I heard was yes, just say yes. I'm like, okay, can I tell me a little more than that? Because that seems a little vague. And it's, so then the other word I got was priestess. And for me, that means somebody who leads others. And that ties right into what Wendella was talking about. So what I intuited from this was that there is going to be an opportunity that is presented to you, and it may be something you weren't thinking about at all, that's just sort of left field from what you expected, but saying yes to it may actually be just the right thing for you right now. So my thought is to just sort of keep your eyes, ears, senses open and just see, you know, what manifests around you that feels good. I hope that helps.
My sister's a librarian, by the way.
Well, I love it.
Thank you.
We learn all kinds of things about each other too. Yeah, so I didn't know this. All right, Carolyn.
Hi, Catherine. It's nice to meet you.
You too.
So I was getting a couple of different things for you too. Is one, I got that you have like many passions. Like you have like a lot of different things that draw you, from children to animals to traveling. And one of the things that I was getting is that actually living your life, like doing things that bring you joy, like going on a trip, doing maybe whether it's volunteering, whether it's doing some work with children, with animals, and then that's going to give you more material to also share and write with. And I feel like it's going to evolve into something else. But they were also talking about the part about the abundance, and I totally get you. You know, that's something that all of us in these fields have a very interesting, you know, journey with. But what I'm learning to do is tap into that part of yourself that we have this unlimited source. And when you kind of work with that and open up to just knowing that you are taken care of by the universe and spirit, you will be guided to the steps of how that, to allow that to flow. It's basically keeping your focus on knowing that you are taken care of and that you are abundant and all of that. And I see that that can come to you, but it might be a very unique way. It might come through, like the abundance might not be necessarily through your work. It might be brought to you in another way. But as you kind of move out of that blocked area, like of fearing that it's not going to be there, or that it has to be connected with what you love, and turn your focus to what brings you joy, all of that kind of, it will fall into place. This is part of how the new foundation is working. And so what I got was for you to focus on what you love, the travel, the animals, the children, and things like that, and it will lead you to something else. It'll kind of start coming together. And that was what I was getting.
Great, thank you. You're also amazingly, accurate. You all touch on something dear to my heart. And I'll just say this, my other passion is metaphysics. And I'm passionate about astrology. I started reading about astrology when I was 15. So, I'm thinking there might be something else there. I don't know. I have to explore that, but that's my other passion. So,
Which card did you want to? Okay, you're muted. So.
I missed sharing this one, and this was about being an energy healer. So that's also part of like tapping into the energy, and that we can use that in lots of different forms, and it can come through in every avenue basically of our life. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, great. All right, Michelle, and then Sally. Go ahead, Michelle.
Namaste, Catherine.
Namaste.
So before you even began talking, what I had sensed as soon as you started, well, it was, I guess, as soon as you started talking a little bit and told us what you were and what you do for a living, immediately I heard it's time for her to start focusing on herself, because you've given so much in terms of editing and coaching and revising and so much of yourself, but you have this message to share of your own that hasn't come forth yet. And part of that goes along with what everybody's been saying, and that is you've been kinking off your own flow in terms of trusting universal source. And so because of where your perception is on money and on flow, it can be a little bit scary to think about, gosh, is my work good enough that I could actually get paid for what I do? And absolutely it is. And just as everybody had stated, you have such amazing gifts. So before I became an author, I had to learn the trade. I had to get someone who knew how and what sold, and how to even design the book and the cover and what was actually going to be attractive. And those are all gifts that you have that people will pay you for. And so you can actually take your memoir and do classes on teaching other people how to do a memoir. And at the same time, you're writing your memoir and you're getting paid for it, just to go along with what everyone else said. Now, as I stated, I felt guided to bring in totem animals. And so the two totem animals that came in for you are beaver and kangaroo. And beaver just came in and said, get it done. Absolutely get it done. You know what it is that you need to do, but you've been really fearful because you're afraid that what you have to offer is not going to be perceived or picked up or whatever. Who cares? It might not be in the beginning, but beaver only picks up one stick at a time. And before you know it, he's got this beautiful, beautiful home. And so in the beginning, it might look a little meager, right? It might look like nothing's really there, but keep going. Just do it. And kangaroo's coming in just to remind you that anything that comes your way, if a little kid comes and just gives you a little stone and puts it in your hand, I want you to say, thank you. Be in gratitude. Because there was a couple of times that you were sharing your story and I could feel your body and your energy field just totally shut off out of fear that that flow is going to stop, especially around money. Money is you, your source. And this goes exactly what Carolyn was saying. You are source, you are energy, you are flow. And every single time you do that, you kink off your own flow. And so what I'd recommend that you do is every little thing that comes your way, begin to bless it. From food to a little bit of money, even when you're paying your bills, if you're not doing this yet, write thank you in the memo. It helps a tremendous amount to stay in gratitude, and it's going to attract more of the same.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Thank you so much, Michelle. All right, Sally.
Okay, the first thing that I came up with was, do you crochet or anything like that?
No, but I sure wish I did.
Okay, because I felt you almost like making blankets or something, some kind of an organization for like children or something like that. So that's just something to keep in mind. But when I went into more of like what I felt for you, the cards I pulled for you were like so awesome. The star, which is a renewed sense of, hope after something bad that's happened to you. So it's just to keep yourself hopeful and to know that good things it's one of the best cards. It's just wonderful things coming. Look at this Page of Swords in this deck. Look at, she's holding a book and she's holding gold. I mean, that's just crazy. We were just talking about that. And then the Ace of Cups, which is all about new beginnings and new opportunities. And it's just a very loving, emotionally fulfilled. It's something that's and the pages can bring messages of, something new. So I feel like you're going to have a lot of opportunities. Once you start, like someone else said, it's just going to be rolling after that. You're going to have a lot of opportunities. I did some charms and I got a feather, a crown, Pegasus, a star, all kinds of metaphysical, beings and symbols. So I think you're on the right path with that. I think that this is something that's going to bring you into an appreciation state of people appreciating you for everything that you're offering. But I also, in terms of in addition to the book, I'm feeling like a blog would be good too, would be a good place to start, because you can just start to write your thoughts down onto like a blog, and this is gonna take off. And also a podcast, because your voice is so soothing, and I just feel like you would flow naturally with something like that, where you could just, and they're super popular right now, and I just feel like it would be something great for you to start. But also, I know this isn't a love reading, but I feel like there's either a man that's here with you or a man in spirit that is guiding you and looking over you and watching after you. And I feel like it's more in spirit, but that's just what I'm picking up. But
there's no guy around here.
Okay. Well, and maybe it's somebody in spirit. It could be your father, or it could be, some kind of an energy like that. This person is watching over you. Or if there's no man, there might be one coming in, because look at this card.
What card is that?
It says it's a man holding a heart. And this can be a man that's coming into your life that will either help you with what you're doing in your career, or maybe it's a love connection. I'm not sure, but I just see all wonderful things coming towards you. And as far as money goes, I think you're going to be fine, because I just feel like this cycle, it's like a domino effect. Once something happens, a bunch of other things are going to happen, and everything's going to open up for you.
Oh, thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Welcome. I hope that helps.
It's great. I totally agree with all the things that people are sharing. And I immediately was thinking about supporting others to write. You have so much gentleness in your eyes. I just feel like you really see and meet individual people where they are. And you also seem to have a great capacity to kind of organize something and move it forward. And I just feel like you'll bring a lot of like gentle forward moving energy to other people, to really meet them where they are and the places where they're scared, and how to devise plans that'll help them really move forward, like working with them, stepping. And there's just so much that and you're very well connected to someone that has community that reaches lots of other metaphysical practitioners who can help all of them, right? So offering classes and workshops, and there's just tons of us that have so much in us that we want to express. I mean, I have one book, but I have several books in me that I've not yet written, and I scare myself with like all the things that I haven't figured out, or scare myself with like having greatness in the world. And I really think you'd be great with working with people with all those things.
Thank you. Well, you're all wonderful, and that was all so helpful. And I will certainly follow up with hopefully some of you, all of you, for more in-depth work. I'll just say this, I don't want to take up too much time. You have a lot of people, but one of the stories I'm writing is a novel, and it's like a eat, pray, love type of romance adventure, but it's all using astrology. Like, it's based on a true story, how I used synastry astrology to set up my dates with guys and rendezvous. And I'm doing that with a purpose to introduce metaphysics to the masses, but in a fun way that doesn't turn people off, but you know, is entertaining. And I thought, well, maybe people will read it and say, oh gosh, so that really worked. It's based on a true story. Maybe I'll look up my synastry with this guy and plan my dates and weddings and so forth. Anyway, just one idea of how I want to blend metaphysics with writing is just one of those, you know.
That's great.
Anyway, thank you all for all your insights. Very appreciated.
Sweet. You are very welcome. Thanks so much for your question and your graciousness and being with all of us.
Thanks. And let's mute.
All right, let's see. So next in line, we've got Alascia. Let's see, where are you? Alascia, are you ready? Yeah, just.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, great. Let me get you spotlight. All right, I am good. And we are excited to hear your question. What would you like to explore with us today?
Well, just overall in terms of career, I think I reached a point where I graduated with my master's. I thought this is what I wanted to do. And I don't know if it's like the setting of my job or what it is, but I am no longer kind of like waking up and feeling like, yeah, I want to go to work. So I guess I reached a point where it's like, okay, so, you know, now I have my education, I have my certification, everything. I fought so much for this. And then now what? I don't have that kind of like lights me up and pushes me forward. So I'm in that, you know, I need it because of the money, of course, all of, you know, to pay my bills and all of that. But I would like to find something, or would like to know if I'm even in the right path, or what is there. So anything you can tell me that would help, I'll greatly appreciate it.
It's great. Your eyes are a little shadowed right now for me, but I can say a little bit of what's here. And I'm just so curious. Oh, I know, you're backlit. Well, so the things that I'm imagining I see are that you've got priest, priestess, and scholar as two of your talents. So priest, priestess is about emotions. It's about seeing not only how things are now, seeing what's possible, and wanting to inspire and motivate people to stretch and reach for what's possible. So what's really important for someone with priest, priestess is you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to be able to have a positive impact, and you want to get feedback on the impact that you're making. So part of it is you want the feedback so you can tune, so you continue to make it positive. Alignment is so important to you, integrity and alignment. So you want to be aligning people towards something that's good, that you believe in, again, where you can see the progress. I can't tell if you have it first or second. If you have it first, I'm not certain it gets directed outwards and you want to make a big impact out here. If it's second, it could be you turn it inwards. While you want to be good on your impact, you turn it inwards and you see for yourself, I need to grow, I need to do better, I need to do more. And so you have some lessons with being more of a perfectionist with yourself and harder on yourself. So all the same thing. Yeah, so it felt a little gentler. Yeah, so it's probably second. And then scholar might be your first one. So scholar in general is about absorbing information to build a map, to create a deeper, it's absorbing information to build knowledge in a map, like so deeper knowledge and wisdom, and to be able to share that with others. Scholars grow from being more caught in the trees to seeing the forest, and they need new information and rich information to play with and map together, and they grow to be intuitive knowers. Priest, priestess is naturally intuitive. And so it could be that you started on a pathway that was more down in the details of scholar and you need it to be more rich. And also priest, priestess needs it to be connected to people in some ways, like somehow moving something forward that you believe in. So I don't know what you're doing now and if that makes any sense, but people have three talents. So those are two.
I am a social worker, actually. So I do love helping people, but maybe not in the position that I am right now. So that is something I have to do. I have to help. If not, I just feel like I'm not useful.
So just chances are, if you're in too tight a constrained structure and you don't have a chance to go deep enough with people, and you're constrained with what you can offer and how you can offer it, you just need, you're in the right general field and you can use your background, but you need to work in a more entrepreneurial setting. And you probably want to work, you may want to work for yourself either now or at some point, but it just sounds like you're in a really good place in general. Like you chose a good direction. It's just the setting for how you're doing it is what's not the best fit for you. That's in terms of your eyes, that's the main thing that I'm getting. So it looks like others have things too. So then go ahead, shift witch, and then Michelle.
Hi, Alascia. So what I saw right away was your hands, and it was like sparkling, like I could see the energy in your hands, and that was connected to your third eye, which I thought is intuition more so than connection to spirit in this case. So what it feels like to me is that you're going to do something more hands-on. Oh God, that sounds so punny. But yes, it's going to be something you do with your hands, whether it's actually, no, it's not actually like through touch. It's through directing your energy through them, whether that be healing, whether that be just intuitive guidance and helping to move blocks through and out of people. Something like that is what I'm seeing you do. But it's going to be based in your intuition, and you are going to be using your energy to help others in a different way than you do now. It will still be helping others, but like Laureli was saying, it's not corporate or a group situation. It feels more like you're going to do more one-on-one work that you design rather than something that was already put in place for you that you are then slotting yourself into. And I love everything in your background. Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you.
what-
That
what other
resonated.
things?
That resonated a lot. I've been,
Good.
this is
Oh,
not the
good.
first time that I've been told that I am meant to do something with my hands in terms of healing. And I do feel energy. I'm not at a point where I know how to control it or do anything with it. I'm in that, trying to figure that out right now. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
It's great. It's great. By the way, we've started practice circles for helping people open to their gifts. So we have one tomorrow at 4 p.m. So just yeah, we're starting to support people in that too. All right, great. We've got Carolyn in line, and then Wendella, and then Sally. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Alicia. Nice to see you. So what I was getting is very similar to what Laureli was sharing is that you're right on track. Like you're right, like this is the gifts and the path that you are meant to go. And everything that you've done so far is exactly what you were supposed to. Like it was, you needed that experience to lead you to the next part of it. And now spirit's leading you to more. And that's kind of where it's feeling like it's boxed in because your spirit wants to do so much more. And as I was pulling cards, one of the first cards that like flew out was yoga. And then energy work. And so it was like, these are different things that you can add, one for yourself, for your own benefit, but also things that you can add to your bag to help people. You know, as people are moving through these transitions, there's so much more connecting the mind, body, spirit that is helpful to empower them through these times into this new foundation. And so I feel like that's what you're going to be kind of guided to next. So also what was showing up is like classes. And so you might want to look into like, follow your heart on the metaphysical classes that show up, that call to you, because that's the next phase. And that's all it is. It's like you're going to turn it into one step is going to happen at a time. And you're going to turn it into your own like business or, you know, whatever spirit wants to bring through you, it's going to come through. And so it's just more follow one step at a time. Don't get too overwhelmed with trying to do everything or trying to change it all overnight. Just keep following along and thank them for guiding you. And you'll get the one class, then you'll feel like somebody else will show you something else, and it's just going to all come together. And it's really cool. It feels really nice, and it looks like there's abundance comes along with it. So like I feel like they're telling you that you don't have to worry about that either.
Thank you.
Great.
Yes, actually, I'm taking a yoga class right now, but I've been feeling off. So I guess that point of just letting it flow versus trying to control everything, I struggle with. So thank you.
Great. Wendella, and then Sally. Go ahead, Wendella.
Yeah, so everybody, I agree with everything, obviously, that they've been saying. I do get that you're living a good life, you know, everything's bright and sunny and shiny, but it's kind of a grind because you're not getting that heart supply. You're not getting that sucker from, it's an old biblical term meaning support. So it just means you're not getting that heart, that warm fuzzy. And you really do need that. And I get a real conflict between your logical mind and your intuitive mind. So your logical mind is saying, this is right, this is what I should be doing. And your intuitive mind is saying, but I'm not happy, you know, and I get that. And so you've been fighting with this, and you just finally started giving in to the intuitive part of you, saying that there's more out there. And the only reason I jumped in is because I felt that there's a shift underneath of you. Like you really need to shift. You need to move away from. And I don't know if this is so much physical as it is mental, but you really need to just make that shift. And there's a real resistance to making that shift. So, and it really does feel physical to me, like actually making a move. So I don't know if that's in your plans, but I do feel that in your future for the best outcome of, and you are powerful, my love, you are the most powerful person. You just light up a room. You have so much power to your person, and just know that you can manifest stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut myself off, but it just jumped in, is that you are just know that you can manifest what you want. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I've heard it. It's difficult for me to believe it. So I'm in that process. So I have heard what you said before, and then moving. Yes, I want to get out of, I'm in New York. I want to get out of here. I'm trying to figure things out first, career-wise, before I do that. Thank you.
I say you're inspirational and your energy is very clear. I agree. And I just, I've mentioned in the chat that your third talent might be artisan. Just what is it that's behind you?
So that's my altar. So it's just kind of, so it's just like a bunch of different things, but I have my angels, my, you know, everything there, my crystals. So I've lately, it's just been, I've been bombarded with so much that I feel like I need to do. So I just go with it. So kind of trusting it.
Yeah, it's great. That's great. It's beautiful. And all right, great. Sally, go ahead.
Sorry, my dog's being really annoying tonight, so I have to keep turning my camera off. But okay, so I also immediately got the moving card too. And I feel like I almost feel like you need to move, maybe just do it and not so much worry about the career. I know that's easier said than done, but like, I think maybe your career is going to be in another spot is what I'm saying. I think once you move away from all of what you've been through and I feel like your surroundings have an effect on your confidence in some way. So I don't know if it was your job or what you've been through before or your current environment is kind of bringing you down, right? And then I got like this new beginning card. And then I got this 6 of Swords, which moves you into calmer waters, but you're moving away from things. And the Knight of Swords, he goes rushing in. So this is telling me like, just go for it, just do it. And again, it's easier to say, don't worry about anything else, but that's how I feel, because again, we got the 10 of Swords. This is the ending of something, but it's the very bottom. It's being at the very bottom of it, you know, but there's only one way, and that's up, you know, you can't go any lower than that. So it's like time to just kind of rise from that. And then we get the next card is like this victory card where he's riding his horse after he, you know, fought in a battle and he won. So it all is telling me that, you know, everything you've been through for a reason. It's time to rise above that. It's time to put your crown on, be victorious, and move into a calmer place. But in terms of your job, I feel like, I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but I feel like you working with people, women, or someone that you are on the same level with, women that have either been through stuff that you've been through, or your peers in some way. So I don't know if you're working with like older people or younger people. I think you need to kind of work in your own, that's all I can say, like your own level, if that makes sense. People that have been through what you've been through. And I don't know, I got a couple of charms. One of them was a music charm. So I don't know if that's important to you, or that could just be the flow of everything, like harmony. And I got the angel card. The angel charm, which is, you know, your family watching over you, your loved ones watching over you. The yin and the yang charm also, again, that makes me feel like people that you kind of, you know, gel with. That's what I'm getting. And then I got the elephant, and the elephant is my favorite because it's just a very strong, determined, smart, intelligent, you know, animal that and I just feel like that's how, I think that you have it all together, but I think that your past experiences have really put you in a place where I don't want to say believe in yourself, but you don't think that you can do it or something like that. But I definitely think your surroundings are affecting you moving forward. And I just feel like if you move away from all that, you'll just be in such a better place.
Thank you. That is perfect. That's actually very, I mean, it's just everything you said. It's just resonates. Definitely. I feel energy. So I live in New York City and I feel everything. So it brings me down. So moving out of here, I need to do it, because the more I'm open myself up and, you know, just joining these groups, it's like I'm opening up more, and the more I open up, the more I feel like something's crushing. So like being able to get out of here, it's definitely me. Thank you.
And I mean, even with social work, even if you're working in some kind of environment, you could do still like energy healing or Reiki or something like that too. You can incorporate all that into the social work, you know, just spin it somehow in a different way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Michelle, and we're going to hear about more animals. Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, I will be brief because I know we have other people waiting, but hello, namaste, Alascia. So Lynx and Seal came in. So Lynx first said that it's more than just what meets the eye in terms of the materialistic stuff. So kind of to go with what everybody else said, I get that you're in a place where you're probably making a living and you're paying your bills and it's a little bit scary letting that go. But Lynx said, look beyond that. And Lynx is also encouraging you to get out into nature, whatever that means. You just said New York sort of sucking your energy, get to a place where you actually have some nature around you, whether that's being able to go out on hikes or being able to visit waterfalls nearby, whatever that is, Lynx is encouraging you when you do move to go there. And what's beautiful about Seal is saying, when you do this, when you decide to do this, and that's really all it is, it's just a matter of decision. All you have to do is immerse yourself into all the things that you've collected for yourself that are behind you. Put yourself in sacred space, immerse yourself deep into creativity, allow your intuition to guide you, even if that means getting out a physical map and going, boom, and going and moving there, because it just might be a lily pad that gets you to the next place, but trust it and follow your intuition, because you've got this. And the last thing I want to say is that as a social worker, you can create sacred space for people. And this goes with what Sally was saying. You can be in the presence of someone, and just by looking in their soul eyes, you can see the metamorphosis and the transformation occur in the person that's in front of you, simply by holding space. You're doing that already, so continue to do that, and you'll notice things will be amazing from here on out.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, that's great. Anyone have anything else they want to share with Alascia before we finish up? That's great. And by the way, you don't have to completely leap to jump to working on your own. You can always, like, I started on my own for a few months, and then quickly I started doing some work with my colleague who has a leadership coaching firm. And so I worked in her firm. I learned leadership coaching, how to apply my work to leadership. And then I got paid for a while I was building the kind of the structure of how to run my own business. So you can go find someone else to work with too. You don't have to do it on your own.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, great. Well, thank you so much for your question. Lovely. All right. And for all of you that have asked questions also, you can also enter into the drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice. Everyone, if you want to give us feedback, I just put the link in the chat too. If you give us feedback, please, to help us make the event better and better. If you want, you can give us a testimonial. If you give us your email address, we'll put you in the drawing and you'll get to hear from all the rest of us too. All right, we have got, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Aram is you're up next.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Right. Yeah, and that's right, Arim. And I'm connecting from South Korea. Yeah, thank you for this letting me participate. So right now I'm working as a copywriter at an advertising agency. I started this job about 7 months ago. Before that, I was not working for a year, and before that, I was working as a magazine editor and translator. I just wanted to get some receive some guidance in terms of what my like next move should be. If there's anything I could be doing right now to prepare for it or discover my purpose. I do feel connection, like just vaguely to like children. And I've like received like positive feedback from about writing, and I guess I'm making a living out of writing now. But I haven't been really set up my own business or anything before. So yeah, I would love to hear your opinions, insights on what I should do to prepare myself. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That's great. I have just a couple other questions. Did you say you're in South Korea or you're from South Korea?
Yeah, both. Born and raised, and I'm in South Korea now. But I did I did finish high school and did some college in the United States.
Okay, great, great. All right, Michelle is ready. Go ahead, Michelle.
Namaste. I just want to say, first of all, that as you were speaking, elephant came in so strongly. And it's like, don't stop. Like, you have the strength, you have the knowingness, you know exactly what you want to do, and just keep moving, because you have every single piece of momentum that's there. So elephant was there just to encourage you. You already know what it is you want. You already have that dream. And sometimes we get so afraid to dream it and to want it because we're afraid it might not come true, but you already know what you want. And that's where Fox comes in. And Fox just says, you know, you're already ready. You already know what you want. And as soon as you get there, you might not feel like you have what it takes right now, but Fox is great at adapting. That's what Fox is so wonderful. Fox can shape shift and Fox can actually allow you, when you're in it, to, even though you might not yet feel like you're qualified, Fox is wonderful because it shape shifts and it does what's necessary. And you're someone who's going to work 24/7, even if you work outside the job or on the weekends, and you're going to get it done. So even though you're going to sell yourself in a way that might feel as though you've, oh my gosh, I've overstepped and I really don't know what I'm talking about, but I did such a good job selling myself, you're absolutely 100% going to be able to catch up. So put yourself vibrationally where you want to be. Elephant's going to help take you there. And there's such a strong, I have to say, such a strong connection to elephant. So call on elephant, because elephant's going to help get you where you need to be. And Fox is going to help you adapt once you get there.
Wow, thank you so much. I've never received any like animal reading, and I could really feel like strength coming in. Yeah, I will really remind myself of the elephant and fox. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Great. All right. Who else is ready to go? All right. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi. So first of all, I want to say, like, just when you first came on, just you have this beautiful gentleness, gentle presence about you, but you've got this really deep inner strength too, which is really amazing. And that's probably the elephant energy, if I'm not mistaken. But they're talking like you have this way of where you have this spiritual wisdom that comes through you, but you can bring it through in a really nice way. And I feel like not just for children, even for families. So I do feel like that is something that they're going to take where you're at now and help guide you into those next steps, which I feel like you do have already those nudges that are leading you there. And you have so much, and what they're saying is don't be afraid to let it out. Like this is the next part of spirit, is helping you to have that courage to say what you get and really share the wisdom that comes through you. You're very intuitive. You're very just, you know, you're a healer in your own way, like in just by holding space for people. That's a feeling I get that you do too, is you hold this really beautiful space for people and like let them feel okay with them. And I feel like that's also really important for children and families too. And the writing, I feel like that's still going to be part of your journey. It's going to, I feel like both of it, somehow you're going to be working with them, helping to support people and families and children, but you're going to still somehow there's going to be writing involved, and your words help heal, inspire, and teach. And so it's really important to keep allowing that to flow, and it's going to keep evolving the more you open up to what's coming through. And then the other part that I was getting is they want you to just, they're just giving you little nudges about being okay to receive. Like it's okay to receive your own blessings. Like it's a time to let yourself really enjoy your life, enjoy, like welcome in all these wonderful things that you've been dreaming about. They want to come to you. And it's like you've done a lot of work, and now it's time to allow yourself to receive. And that will help you even give more, have more to give. And that was what I was getting for you.
Thank you so much. Wow, I will receive your beautiful insight, precious insight. Yeah, I'm really, I'm speechless. Thank you. I will do that. I will receive. Yes, thank you so much. And the practical advice, I really appreciate it.
Great, great. And we've got Shift Witch in line, and then Sally. So there's more.
Hi. So courage was the first thing I heard, so that just tied immediately into what Carolyn was talking about. And then the other thing I saw was that you have already planted seeds for what you are wanting. You've envisioned it, you've seen it, you've maybe dreamt about it, you've doodled about it, you've written about it, you've done something. And so that's where this time now comes in, is and we're gathering that courage now comes in for you, is seeing that seed bloom, letting it grow, nurturing that, and taking all of those visions that you have had that were so clear, letting those things manifest, letting them happen for you. So that's what I'm seeing with that.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very, very welcome.
As we all take deep breaths. We've got Sally, and then after that, Wendella. Yeah, go ahead, Sally.
Hey, hi. So I'm getting a feeling that possibly something that you want to do, this might have to do something with your family also, like maybe what you want to do isn't exactly something that they approve of, or maybe there's some kind of a fear of being enough, or having in like the job being enough for them. Maybe what you want to do isn't exactly what they want you to do, or they don't, you know, like a title is important, or this education is super important, and it might not be like you. I feel very heavy of you having expectations that you need to not like you feel that you need to live up to. Okay, but I got this card, which is a stand your ground card. Okay, this is a card that's telling you to step into your power and really stand your ground. And I know it's hard to say to your parents or whatever it is, like, I'm not going to do this, but find a way to show them that what it's important to do what you love. Okay, there's a lot of cards here that are telling me also for you to do what you love and what's important to you. I can see that you're just, this is an indecision card, the struggling of what to do, back and forth, back and forth. But the Chariot card is a card of forward movement. It's a forward of like taking the reins, you know, and you being the captain of your own ship and being in charge of what you want to do with your life. And this daydreaming card, stop daydreaming about what you want to do and stop living for everybody else, right? This Page of Pentacle cards tells me that you're very smart, you're very intelligent, but it doesn't mean that you have to do what everyone else wants you to do. That's just what I have, this really strong feeling. And the charms I pulled also is another one that makes me think about your faith or like a religion or your family values that are kind of at play with that too. Again, with the, you know, feeling you have to live up to them. But I do feel that if you just come to your family or you just stand up for yourself, that you got two keys, these charms, two keys, that's unlocking the doors of your opportunity and unlocking you know, the path. That's what I'm feeling. And I also got cats. I don't know much about cats, but I got 2 cats, if that means anything to you. I think maybe it means that you know, cats are very slick and smooth and move very quickly. And I just think that's what you have to do. Maybe sometimes you have to just look out for yourself and not worry about and cats certainly don't worry about anybody else. They just worry about themselves. So that's definitely like, worry about yourself. Don't worry about anyone else. They don't care about anyone else. So that's what I'm getting from that.
Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, and everything resonates me really, really hard and
Okay.
really affirming too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. All right, Wendella, go ahead.
I'm just going to go really quick. I'm using cards because in public situations, I get nervous. So I kept throwing them and I kept getting conflicting cards. Because so I get that you came from a lot, right? It was really rough. And so it was funny when she said about the daydreaming, I pulled another deck and I got Sleeping Beauty's Dream. So it's like waking up and owning your own, owning those thoughts, owning that vision that you have for yourself and walking into it. And the other one I have is the White Rose of Hope. So it's like the universe is offering you this chance. Go for it. And get that support that you need around you. I don't want to expand. Everybody said everything. So this was the only extra bits I could add. So thank you so much, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Just a little bit, maybe your talents are artisan, server, and scholar. So artisan is about freedom, creativity. I'm losing my words. Sensual pleasure, energy. And server's about love, honor, care of all life. It often can be about kids. But so artisan and server together has this very sweet, playful energy, kind of this wee kind of. And scholar is just very intellectual. It's heavier, right? It's about absorbing information, right? Putting it in a map to create knowledge and share knowledge. And my sense is that you've been in a bit more of your scholar in many ways. Like you very much have the sweetness of seeing and connecting with people and so honoring everyone and all the projects that you work in. And there are ways that you've allowed your creativity to express. But I think artisan is the most important one, server second, and scholar third. And so the first one, the most important. And I feel like you're growing to express more of your artisan. I mean, in many ways, you've already taken an alternative path, which is artisan. It just seems like there's more of an opportunity to artisan exploring all these new directions and places that don't exist. Like it's so important that you follow what's interesting and what's pleasurable to you. And I could see that that's why you mentioned kids possibly earlier, and the artisan server just it's a very light, playful, and just you may have ways of lightening people up, bringing not exactly humor, but like a sparkle that like gets in and like it does a little bit then, but then it opens even more later when people don't even realize. It's like you're planting little energetic seeds in people. So that's what it seems like is your gift.
Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Just I know we shared a lot, so this is all recorded. We will be posting it up online and you'll be able to watch again too, and listen and take in more layers.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything else they want to share? Thank you so much for sharing your energy, your presence with us. And yeah, just exciting. All the reach all around the world that we're doing. Thanks for being part of that. All right. And we've got more questions. Let's see. Next we've got Cynthia. All right, let's go find Cynthia.
Hello.
Aha. All right, great. All right, great to see you.
Hi.
Welcome. What is your question?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just curious about my life purpose, course, and similar like location where I should be. I'm not sure where I should move to or like create roots or just feeling kind of like up in the air.
And would you mind just taking off your glasses for a moment? There's a lot of reflection on them and I can't fully see you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's great. Okay, put your glasses back on. It's great. All right, Shift Witch has something already. Go ahead and jump in.
You just exude so much joy. I absolutely love it. As soon as you came on screen, I just started smiling because you just have such a joyful presence. I absolutely just love it so much.
Thank you.
And as far as where, like I heard right away, in nature. And it doesn't matter geographically, but you need to be in nature. You're an earth mama. Like I'm a big earth mama. Like I see that in you, just like it is, like I feel it in me. Being in nature nourishes you, sustains you, heals you, everything. Like to be out there is like breathing to you. And when you are cut off from it, you just not feel right. You feel
Mhm.
cranky and just like constricted and closed, and yeah. So you need to be somewhere where you have easy access to nature, for sure. And I don't know if I'll get anything about the career stuff, but that was just so loud and so like immediate. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna jump in and say that. And if something else comes, I promise I'll raise my hand again. But yay, Earth Mamas. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. We've got Michelle in line and then Carolyn and then Wendella. Go ahead, Michelle.
Namaste, Cynthia.
Namaste.
So as soon as you were talking, I heard 3 words, and I don't know if I'll remember them all, but I'll give you the gist. Basically, you were talking about whether or not you should move, and you felt up in the air. And I heard stay where you are, be here now, be here now, and ground. And so I was like, all right, let's bring in some animal totems to offer a little bit of insight on this. And Horse came in immediately and said, Cynthia feels as though she's tied up, but in actuality, it's an illusion. She's not. She's free to roam. She's free to go. She can do whatever she wants. And so it's really a matter of mindset and beginning to notice what's around you and being able to perceive that you do have everything in your midst already. You have the beauty around you, you have the love around you. It's just mindset right now. And the mindset is, I'm not free. It's negative self-talk, it's inner dialogue. And once you start shifting it, listen to CDs and different things by Wayne Dyer and Louise Hay. I mean, these are free now that both of them have passed on. These are just, some ideas. Really start doing affirmations and reminding yourself, because you are absolutely free and you have everything that you need. And that ties into the nature piece. And the second animal totem that came in was kangaroo. And I spoke about kangaroo a little bit earlier. I'm just going to put a little bit of a spin on it. You're already taken care of. So you're like the little kangaroo that's in mama's pouch. You're taken care of. And it's just a matter of telling yourself and knowing yourself that you're taken care of. Feeling grateful and appreciative for what it is you have. So instead of looking outside of yourself or thinking about a move or maybe I'm not happy, because what I'm sensing is that if you do pick up and move, because I'm seeing that you've done this before, you picked up and move and you're like a rolling stone and then you're not happy. And then you look, maybe I should get another job and maybe I should move, and then you're not happy. It's all already within you. It's an illusion that you're not already free and that you're not already happy. So start focusing on being here now by grounding and being grateful for what you have in this moment.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Carolyn, then Wendella, and then Sally. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Cynthia. So I definitely got the earth mama, as she was calling it, your connection with earth and your importance of being around nature. Like, it's really important and soothing for your soul, because you are a healer. I get you're also very intuitive, and that you have special connections with animals. But I also got what I was getting stuff with your voice, whether it was like through music or chanting or toning. And I don't know if this is something that you're already doing, but I get that it's supposed to be, or it's a big part of what you're here to share as well, that you share a lot of healing through your voice, and that they're saying to keep doing what you're doing and keep following your joy, and you will get more of the steps, but that you are on the right track, and to just keep trusting for yourself. Sometimes it's funny, those of us that are intuitive, we're really good at getting that information and helping other people, and sometimes listening to it for ourselves is another story. But they're saying that to keep practicing and trusting, as much as you would trust what you give the guidance to somebody else, is trust what you're getting for yourself, and that will lead you. But that the important part is like learning how to work with your energy too, like grounding and cutting cords and things like that, because you do absorb a lot, and that's also why being outside is so important for you. And then I also get that you have this special connection with animals, kind of helps you, or it can help you more if you bring more of that into your life too, to balance out the energy you get from people. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
It's like you get overwhelmed sometimes, or that they're wanting to like kind of give you some ideas of also how you can balance that. And let's see if there's anything else. And that they're also talking about ability to build and create something too. And so that I feel like that's going to be some new projects that are going to be coming up for you too. And just by following your joy and your intuition, it's going to lead you to that. It's not something you have to worry about, but you will get it as you listen. And I feel like it's going to bring you a lot of joy and kind of help you feel better in where you're at right now.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Carolyn. Great. Wendella, and then Sally.
Hi. So everybody, what everybody said, and the minute that I saw you come up on screen, I heard the name Georgia. So I don't know if that's where you need to go, where you're at, or if that's a person, but just that name came through so clearly the minute I saw your face. Also, the animal communication immediately came up for you, to what Carolyn said as well. It's very big, animal communicator. There are a lot of ways that you can move that into a career. And also what I get for you is standing in your decisions, girl. Like, just stand on that decision. Quit the waffling. Quit the waffling around. Like, make that decision and stand on it, and don't let the relationships get in the way, because you do have an inkling of what you want to do, and you know that fills your heart, but stand in your truth. And I get there's a lot of bickering around you. There's a lot of, stuff, and that's not part of the question, so we're not going to go there. But just don't let that interrupt your flow. Stand in your decision and go forward and trust in that decision. And I think that's the only thing I have extra to offer from what everybody else has. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
All right, go ahead, Sally.
Hi, okay, so the cards I got, the first one was a 7 of Pentacles. This is a card of putting in the work and then kind of being patient, having patience to let what you've put the work into grow into something. Okay, so I think, and then I also got the Hanged Man at the end, which is wisdom through self-sacrifice. So again, it's a stillness feeling. I did get the 3 of Swords, so there could be some heartache that is making you want to go away, something that might have hurt you or something you want to move or run away from. But these cards are kind of telling you right now to just wait a little teeny bit and just, the Hangman is a very introspective card where he's just kind of still and just waits and sees, it goes within and tries to figure it out. You also got the King of Swords. The King of Swords can sometimes be somebody that helps you, a male, or like, even someone that's in the legal field, but this can be like a counselor too. So it almost feels like you need to kind of, I think someone else was saying, like, listen to some people talking and stuff. I get a feeling that you kind of maybe need to talk to someone, or you might need to deal with some of the other issues that are underlying that are making you want to go, if that makes sense. There also is a card for the 3rd chakra, which is your sacral chakra. I am not really that great with chakras, but I know it's like a self-worth, a self-esteem, self-empowerment kind of card. It's all telling me that I feel like this Three of Swords is kind of what everything is surrounding by around this hurt and this heartache that is making you feel like you need to run, but I really think you need to kind of stay where you're at right now. In terms of your career, I'm not really sure either what I'm getting for that, but I also got a lot of charms that relate to the outdoors. So again, like bicycle, the sun, being out in nature, getting a little bit more exercise, working on yourself a little bit more to feel better about yourself. Because I feel like there is like a self-esteem or a self-worth thing that kind of goes along with this. But then you also got a crown, like a, I don't know if this is like a princess or queen. So it's telling you that you are that queen. You are that royalty, that, you know, magical person that you just don't believe that you are, you know. And again, you got a key too. So this is another sign to open up opportunities and open up doors, but I just don't know if it's quite 100% time yet. So the feeling I'm getting is when you're ready to move, be ready to move because you want to, not because you feel like you have to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So come into that place where you're at peace with moving, not because someone's pushing you away, but because you're going towards something better instead of running away from something.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that helps.
Great. And the shift witch, go ahead.
So I did get something else, and what came through was forgiveness. And it's about forgiving yourself for a decision where you had no choice but to give away your own power, and forgive yourself for that decision and know that it's yours to take back. And that's what I got.
Thank you.
And I love you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it's really interesting for me hearing what everyone else shared. Can you take off your glasses again? So the direction that I was going with your eyes, and it's different than the emotional read that I get in you right now. So that's why it's fun hearing what others shared. The talent that I wondered that you had is sage. It's about community, communication, playfulness, and fun. And so when Shift Witch came on in the beginning and talked about how your energy lights up, like it just lit up the room, or some version of that, that really makes sense to me. That you look like you're sad. There's somehow that your energy feels heavy right now. And sage is often light and playful. And I don't, something about being with your sadness. So I like what Shift Witch said right now about, was it apologizing? It was like being, I don't remember quite what it was like. What was it? It was being kind with yourself, forgiving. Yeah, like it's being kind and loving to yourself. And as I let someone in. Yeah, so it just feels like there's this potential for all this joy and laughter and playfulness, and that you really love people, and just letting yourself be with the heaviness, and at the same time not taking on heaviness or sadness that's not yours. Like it seems like there's something of grieving and forgiving, but then there's also, it just feels overly heavy for what you've experienced somehow. So I wonder that there's some other way that you've, pardon me, I might have to mute someone. Just some other way that you've held yourself back and down. Like, I don't know if it's you're around people right now that are heavy.
It's just like recently, like my sister-in-law, I mean, my brother's been married to her for 30 years, but she's like 16 years older than me. My brother's 10 years older than me. So they just like kind of like, I felt like really like adultified me from like 8 years old to 18. And I just felt like it was just like a lot of pressure. And so just recently I just kind of decided I just didn't want to like be in relation with them, because she's still trying to like treat me some type of way, and it's just like too much. I just can't do it anymore.
So what have you done about creating other connections with people?
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't really, because of like COVID and all that Zoom life. And,
Yeah.
but I am vaccinated now, fully vaccinated. So
Right. So I get that it's a more challenging time. It's great now, right? It's the weather's getting better and that you can be outside. I think being with other people and finding who the people are that really feel in alignment with where you are now and where you're heading, that to me will make a big difference. Yeah, it's
thank
just
you.
yeah, and like realizing like their journey is their journey and like letting that energy go,
Hmm.
like letting you focus on you and just knowing your value and know the just allowing the light to shine through you and enjoying the light shining through you and the other people that will dance with you with that.
Wow, beautiful.
All right, great. Anyone have anything else before we finish?
I was just curious if you want to share what state you live in.
I'm in Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, great, great. I lived in Chicago for a couple of years in the suburbs, and I don't specifically know, I'm just thinking communities there, but are you connected with metaphysical community much there? There must be some stores and some communities.
Well, I've just been here a couple of months. I was actually living in Alaska, so that's where the heartache was, and I ran from Alaska to here.
Yeah. Well,
And
Chicago had like so many just neighborhoods, like all the different
Mhm.
little cities all around, and deep in Chicago and outside, and like it's yeah, that's good. And
Yeah,
it's great that you missed winter. It's a hard winter.
yeah, it's
Alaska
a
though,
lot
it's
of
easy for you. Hey.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like it here, and it's opening up. So yeah.
Right, in Madison, Wisconsin, just up to the north a little bit too.
Mhm,
So lots of opportunities. Great.
mhm. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your words so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank
Sweet.
you.
All right. Let's see. So we've got Teddy is next. We do have time for another couple of questions or so after Teddy. So if anyone else wants to, I will put the information in the chat again too. And I'll put the information about entering into the drawing for the free 30-minute session here as well. All right, Teddy, what is your question?
Well, I'm kind of at a standstill. I was much more active in my healing work and things. I've been doing a lot of learning along the way. And so it's blurry as to the next step or my purpose in moving forward. So I know that I had to go through this, few years of transitions and a lot of things. So I just, any information in that line would be appreciated.
You're saying info on moving forward? Is that what you're?
Yeah, purpose-wise, I'm kind of stuck as to where am I going?
Do you want to say anything about which type of healing work you were doing or have been doing?
I was a massage therapist for many years. As it started to bother the wrists after 20-something years, I pretty much, although I used energy healing during that time period, I've kind of gone more in that. Counseling, feng shui, various healing modalities entwined with the energy work. The Healy frequency machine, I'm new with that. So.
Okay, great. All right, Wendella and Shiftwitch are in line. Go ahead, Wendella.
So immediately I got the stuck. I got the stuck part. But I feel like you're comfortable being stuck. Like that's kind of, you have to get past being comfortable being stuck and be uncomfortable going forward. So I think that's your block, your challenge is to allow yourself to go into a zone where you're not quite so familiar and not quite so comfortable. And immediately, and I'm not going to go in deep into this, but immediately when I'm tuned into you, I get a lot of people around you that have passed over. So when I see all of that around someone, that usually means that you are experiencing that, like you're dreaming, you're feeling it. So I would almost say that you have mediumship ability as well, because when you see a huge crowd like that around somebody, it's usually because we light up, right? We've got that sign out saying, I'm here. So that might be something you might investigate future going forward. But I really don't have an avenue for you because you can manifest it. You've got the ability to do whatever you want to do, but you really got to be okay with being uncomfortable or having that uncomfortability going forward. And I'm going to go ahead and let somebody else go. But thank you so much for letting me read for you, Ted.
Thank you. And just so you know, I am very interested in mediumship, and I do some, especially when I was doing massage therapy. It came easy in that space with all the energy work. Everything came easier with the massage. So I was rather disappointed when I stopped it, but I knew that it was something I needed.
You know, just quickly to add on to the back of that, Reiki is a really nice addition to if the hands and whatnot aren't working. Reiki works with energy. You're not using the manipulation. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, great. We've got Shift Witch and then Michelle.
Hey, Teddy. So I saw the moon right away with you. But what I got from it more so was it's about cycles.
I'm sorry, what?
About cycles.
Cycles?
Like, so how the moon moves through the different cycles during the, from the full and new moon and everything. And that you could work with women specifically moving through the different cycles in their lives. So whatever point at which they may be in, that you would be able to help them navigate. That's the word. So you would be very, very good at helping women navigate the different cycles they're moving through in their lives because of all the things that you have lived. And then the other two things I got more specifically were music and dance. And I just feel like first of all, I feel like you really just love to move and to dance and to just sort of express yourself. And then with music, it just feels for you like something that's just so integrated in your life that it's not something you separately think about anymore. You just, you almost have a soundtrack to your life.
That's interesting.
So I hope that resonates.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a dancing fool when I can.
Awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. Let's see. We've got the Shift Witch and then Michelle and then Sally and then Carolyn and then me. All right.
Namaste, Teddy.
Hi.
Hi. So the very first thing that came in for me, and it also supports what Wendella was saying, is that you haven't yet given yourself permission to go all the way. So like if you were on a football field, it was like if you're starting to run toward, like, I'm from Green Bay, so sorry to use the analogy. And like you're starting to run toward the end zone, right? And you've only made it halfway, and you're like going to throw the ball down and say, "Well, I'm done." So Badger came in and said, "It's time to persevere, because you have already begun the dream, but you're not following through on the dream." And so it feels to me like you've already started writing out and already started dreaming into what it is you want to do. But rather than go the extra mile, you're wanting it just to sort of come to you. And it's not going to happen quite like that according to your totem animal. That you're saying it's going to be really important that you put in a little bit of effort and get it done, and that you're closer than you think. So there's a Pareto Principle that's like this 80-20 rule, and most people give up at the 80% mark. And that's about where you're at. You only have about 20% more to go. And that's the part that always feels like it's hard and it's difficult, and because you're tired. And that's really where you really are very close. And so keep going is what Badger's saying. And Whale is saying, in order for you to come in and really be able to finish what you start, to follow through on your soul purpose, on your passion, go deep, deep into the depths of your soul. And to mimic what Shift Witch was saying, go ahead and sing and dance and tap into your creativity, tap into your intuition, get into that intuitive space. That's going to help you a great deal to finish what you started, because you already know what it is you want to do. It's so close. So just keep going.
Thank you so much. Makes a lot of sense.
All right, great, Sally, and then Carolyn.
Okay, hi. So I did, the first card I got was the Temperance card, and this is like a healing card. This can be like an energy healer. This can also be a mediumship type of thing too, with, you know, connecting with the spirits. So I feel like that's kind of where your focus was before, maybe like healing and energy healing and that type of thing. Because I asked for like a past, present, and future for you for some reason. That's what I asked for. So in the present, I got the 7 of Swords. Okay, this can be someone who is not maybe being true to yourself. So you might not be true to yourself, not like lying to yourself, but you know, just maybe not being your true authentic self. Or this can be about people that are just maybe deceiving you or talking about you. It could be like a jealousy thing. Which might be throwing your energy off. Maybe there's people that are jealous of you or your abilities, you know, that kind of thing, people in your family, maybe even. But when we go into the future, we have the Tower, which is, you know, very scary for some people. But for me, this is like a whole total paradigm shift. Okay. It's making me feel, and then we get the Sun right after it, which is like the best, one of the best cards. It's happiness, it's abundance, it's success. I feel like whatever you're doing, you have to completely shift it around, shift the whole, it doesn't mean you have to change it, but maybe just shift what your marketing strategy, or shift how you're doing it, or who you're healing. Just, do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's just some change in what you're actually doing now, or adding to it, not necessarily leaving it completely, is what I feel like. But this Tower is, this is a big card of, if we don't make the changes, the universe will make the changes for us, you know? So it's like, it's a time to make the changes before somebody else does it for you. I did get a bone and a cat, like a dog bone and a cat. So maybe animal healing, maybe animal, something to do with animals. I got this, I don't know how to pronounce this, but this, I think it's Hansa, the hands. So it's the protection, the third eye. And a dragonfly, which is also transformations. So it's really telling you, I really feel mediumship, animal healing, animal communication, something different, but along the same lines. And then we got Blossom and Abundance, which just, again, is like the Sun. Those two cards go hand in hand with each other, just opening up a whole new world of abundance for you. And because I don't know my chakras, again, for the 57th time, we've got another chakra card, the second chakra, which is your sacral chakra. So I'm not even going to talk about that, because I really don't. This is the universe's way of telling me I need to learn my chakras. But I guess it's, you know, this is about emotions, creativity, self-worth, that kind of thing. So I really feel that you're on the right track. It's just maybe shifting it and changing it and spicing it up a bit, and maybe moving away from some of these people. Maybe there's some energies you need to move away from.
I get it. I'm working on that.
Okay, good.
And just to make the note, I love animals. My dogs, both of them have passed on, and my dog that I think it was 2008, pit bulls, and he died of cancer. And so I started channeling him. And so I started what was going to be a book for healing for people, but through his, his experience and stuff. And it was too emotional. I put it down and I've never picked it back up. But every once in a while, I think I really need to connect with him again and just see what messages. I use it for, I do a lot of grief work, only because when you're talking to everybody around me, there's a lot of death. And people go, I cannot believe how many funerals you go to. And as long as they've known me, they go, I've never known anybody with so many people that have died. And I can sit in an elevator and someone will go, oh, I'm just so sad, so-and-so died. And everywhere I go, everybody's talking to me about people dying. And so I actually did a workshop, grief relief workshop years ago, but it's also very, it takes a lot of my emotional energy to do some of this stuff. So I kind of, even with Dagger's story, I kind of had to just like step back because it was a little too much. So I don't know where that will go from there, but thank you for that. So animal communication was a thought, one of the thoughts. There's so many things that I could do this or I could do that, or there's several things, but I don't want to scatter myself so much.
Yeah.
By the way, do you notice that the practitioners on our panels answer questions about all kinds of different things?
Yes.
Okay, so Carolyn's next, and yeah, this is fun.
Hello, Teddy.
Thank you.
So, well, first of all, I've known Teddy for a long time. So we know that you are just an incredible person. I've been there for so many people. You are a healer, a teacher, you inspire, you've been held space for people, and you've, obviously helped a lot of people walk through transitions, and just been this beautiful light that has really just helped tremendously on this planet already. And you've got a lot of gifts. You've studied so much. You've got so many things, that you could do, that you've been doing, that you have. And the thing that I'm getting is that Spirit is saying it's like your choice. Like you get to just do what you enjoy, like what brings you joy. And you don't have to decide, like whatever you decide to do this moment doesn't mean it has to be forever. It's like, just follow your heart from this moment. And they're saying to have the confidence and the courage to just take that one step right now, and don't worry so much about where it's leading, and just enjoy. It's time for you. You get to focus on you now, and what you love, what brings you the most joy, and taking that step, and it's just going to go from there. It's like I feel like they really want like you to receive the blessings too, that you've been just giving out so much for pretty much your whole life. And so just to really come back, you can still love all these things. And I feel like somehow you'll be guided to, like, they come in like through all of our journeys. Like we might have one focus, but somehow we can still like dabble in all the different pieces that we enjoy, but you'll be guided to like one right now. Like, so follow the one that brings you the most joy in this moment, and just follow that step. And that's all you have to do, is have the courage and the confidence to do that. And they just also, one last thing is they want you to work on your confidence, because you have so many special gifts. You are so good at all of these things that you've been sharing, and you've dabbled in a lot, and that they want you to just know that is appreciated, and that you do have what you need, and you have all of it to move forward. So you don't have to worry about any of that. So just embrace and be brave, take that step. And that's all.
Thanks. I think that confidence is that stuckness, that 80%, and I, how I keep thinking I'm going to do something, and then I just back off, and I start and I back off, and that I guess it's just the fear of, I don't know what exactly. There's so many things. So yeah, thank you.
If I can add just one more thing with that, is know that like today's a new day. So it doesn't matter up till yesterday how many times you went back and forth. Today's a new day, and so you can choose differently now, and just be ready to follow your heart, and you don't need all that pressure. It doesn't have to be that pressure or hard. It's just follow your joy right now.
I guess I was trying to say, okay, I like all these things. I would say almost equally, not quite, but so pinpointing that one thing that gives me joy, I go, well, they all do. And so I'm thinking so what I try to do is like, how can I combine all of these things into this particular path? And that's and then I get stuck, because I'm like, oh, what do I do? So thank you. I appreciate it.
Right. Well, I just do a little bit of just marketing for one of our other events here. It might be relevant for you too. We just are starting a brand new event called Training Panels, where we have a couple of practitioners that support people that are newer in their practice, so that they don't feel comfortable leaping on into one of our fairs or on one of our panels yet, so that we'll support them in kind of grounding themselves and being ready, and then answering questions for the audience, similar to the way we're doing now, but with support, and helping them ground the experience, ready to learn more, just get feedback from us too after the event. So that might be something you might be interested in. That's on May 6th is the first one we've got.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I this is not like typically what I do, but like things, I'm claircognizant that things showed up for me, so I wrote them down. And I just loved when, well, yeah, it's just fun hearing you share, and because I get validation, right, of what's coming through for me too. So one thing just personal for you that didn't come up with anyone else, I don't think, I wrote down health and vitamins. So there's just something for you about your, well, I guess the thing is your energy felt heavier than makes sense for what I feel is really true of you. And so just physically, in terms of looking at your own health and vitamins or something like that, I just wondered that something's missing for you in your own body. And then the other thing I wrote down was is when someone said, I don't remember which one of you it was, but someone said mediumship. It might have been Wendella. I don't remember who it was. And you talked about how you've done a little bit of mediumship. Yeah, so it was Wendella. I wrote down grief and COVID, and just Ms. Wendella again said, like, just so many people around you. It just feels like all the people that are dying, like you're picking up the grief that's other people's grief, and that it's wanting to come through you. And I've heard other practitioners talk about how sometimes people are showing up around others that are open to mediumship when people are wanting to express. And so I wrote down like maybe automatic writing or any kind of automatic, just expression where you're not attempting to think of what it is, but you're just letting whatever wants to come through you. And I feel like that the heaviness that's needing to come through that's others, by you expressing it, you will lighten. And then I also wrote down medical intuition. So I don't know if that's for animals or people or what that is, but I feel like you're sensitive to energy of life, and that just through your hands that you might pick up things like that too, and be just some awareness of other people, things for health for them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like a heavy medical intuition, but more of a just something that you sense that you might be able to convey.
Yeah, I can get that. Somebody's driving down the street and I was like, and I know something. I may not be able to pinpoint what it is, but I know something, happened, and that happens often. So and the vitamins and health, I'm taking, there's, well, what I think, I'm taking vitamins. I am supplementing with, with what I'm doing. I did have a health concern last year, and that's good as far as I'm concerned. But
you just touched your throat. Why did you touch your throat?
It was itching my neck.
It gives an issue. So what happens is like over 90% of the time when we get itches, it's really where our body is giving us a signal. So is there something that was wanting to come through when you were thinking about having trouble last year? There's something.
Well, and I might as well just, I don't really talk about it, but I had breast cancer last March. And I actually pretty much kept it to myself. I'm very private with so many things. My friends knew. I didn't want to put the energy out there because I have a lot of relatives who are just like, it would be way too much. So it was caught quickly, tiny, and the feeling that kept going was just get it and go, just get it and go. And I never really freaked out about it because I just felt like it was just, it's always a message, right? So I had that message of what to do, the message being, not taking care of the self enough, worrying about everybody else before myself, and maybe some of that frustration and maybe some resentment in there because I'm always the person that's being called upon for everything. So, so probably, in the scratching in the throat, I was like, I don't really discuss it too much. I don't like to put too much energy into that stuff.
And it may actually come back around too, of like you asking for support and you choosing which are the people in your life where you can share you, and you don't have to hold all of you and all these other people. Right. So it could be that you're not expressing, not specifically about that, but you're not expressing these other things.
Yeah, there's very limited amount of people that I will choose to share with. Very limited. Carolyn being one.
And so it's going to be choosing to like letting the universe know that you're ready to find those few select people that you can trust, that are really here for you, so that you can see them.
Okay. And I guess I thought that I had them. I feel like I have them, the ones that, whether do I need more? I don't think I need more people than.
Are you sharing enough with them? Yeah, and Wendella's got something coming up too, maybe. Did you want to go ahead?
So I just wanted to say that with the mediumship, that it's just kind of pounding in my ears. So I wasn't really hearing what you guys were talking about. But with the mediumship, when you have that many people that are trying to communicate with you, they can feel more heavy than when you just allow, when you go ahead and develop and you write down, and you can have like a moment, you can make a date with spirit because I know if I'm not developing, if I'm not doing something with it, it gets heavy. It gets like almost like it weighs on me. So like I make a date, like Friday night, me and you, Spirit, and we, for an hour, I'll just do automatic writing. I will just let them in and have them help me. And also you can use your mediumship to help you, like surrendering for a second and go, okay, guys, what do I need to do here? You know, and I think that'll help you clear up some of that energy that you've got that's so stagnant. Is just working with it. Working with that mediumship will start lightening it up. And the more you develop with it, the easier the energy around you, the lighter it will feel. That was all I wanted to add. So sorry.
No, thank you so much. And someone said spirulina, and I actually have my spirulina, but I hadn't been taking it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, that makes sense to me. It feels like something that's wanted in you, that's natural, that like something coming from the sea or something like that, that has all these like micronutrients and all that. That seems, yeah.
Thank you for the reminder. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. A lot of help.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Great. All right, thanks everyone. Like I'm getting new information tonight too, so fun. All right, let's see. So we've got Julie in line, and then if we have time, we'll also talk with Pamela. All right, Julie, where are you? There you are, Julie. Can you turn on your camera? And great, and then I can spotlight you. Here we go. All right, what is your question?
Sorry, I'm finishing up my shift here, but I am thinking about a career major transition and a move, and just wanted some guidance on that, some insight. I'm currently a hospice nurse.
All right, great. I'll share a little bit while people are getting ready. So just a little bit, like just your eyes. My sense is that you have probably a bunch of, I just feel like you have a bunch of artisan. I'm not close enough to your eyes where I can really see it, but the artisan is about freedom, creativity, pleasure, and energy. They need change. They really have to have things that are interesting to them. And so moving and changing, that all sounds great. And you have a bit more it's selectively extroverted energy. Like I feel like you want to make a difference with more people, not just the individual people that you're working with, but it just feels like somehow a bigger how do I say helping what do I want to, it just feels like your energy like is more vibrant, and you want something that's I mean, so hospice can be so about not only the person that's going, right, but all the people that are with them. But it just feels like you want something that's lighter and brighter and more about life right now and less about tradition.
It has been a rough year for everybody, but particularly for us in healthcare.
Yeah, so
I do feel that readiness.
Like, so the thing that just comes up for me, and I know like you're wearing bright red and you have the stuff behind you, but it almost feels like art therapy or something like that. And it could be like just to integrate that with all the people that you're with. Like, that's just kind of what's here at the moment. So yeah, something like that. All right, I'm sure. Great. So we've got Carolyn and Wendella. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hey, Julie. So I got also artistic stuff came out for me too, like that it was important for you to kind of get in touch with that side and let that part come out through your work as well. Although I also was getting traveling, like I don't know if the something that you're looking into, it can also be something where you do traveling around and sharing it, because that seems to come up quite a bit. But it also is saying that it's kind of you're being I feel like not applauded, but like yes, it's time to make these changes, that you're going to be stepping it up a bit more and sharing more. I got writing, that you have something that's going to be coming through in writing, that's important. And then I feel like through that, somehow it's going to be taking you around sharing whatever that is that you're writing, and that's going to kind of lead you into like a more expansive field of what you're doing. Because I still feel like you're going to be healing in some way. There's still healing, like you can't get away from that. That's part of just who you are and what you're here to share is what I get. But that there's these other pieces that are going to like help you kind of express it in a way that feels more fulfilling to you. And so that's the things that are going to be coming up. The move feels really good. I don't know what it is tonight. You know, sometimes we do the readings, like a lot of people are attracted that are the same vibration, but healing and children and animals also showed up for yours as well. And then crystals came up for you. And so that might be a nice way to also work with crystals. You can do healing work. You can help them to heal the energy that you're taking on to help you balance out, because, you know, you are taking on a lot. So it's really important for you to learn the tools to help you balance that, you know, the grounding, cutting cords, and working with crystals, getting outside, things like that. But I also feel like you're very supported. That, you know, you're also very intuitive, and that the guides are working with you and leading you along this new path. And so trust, you know, the steps that you're getting. That's what I'm getting.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Wendella is next.
You know, it's funny, Julie, the minute you came on the screen, that song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, you know, that I'm not a singer, so I'm not going there. But that song just ran through my head, and I'm like, this girl just wants a break. She wants to go to the beach. She wants to pop open a Corona and just look at the boys on the beach. You know, I mean, that was a feeling. Like, I just get this need to break out, you know. And also around you, I feel like the energy of children really does lighten your vibration. Like, you really do just enjoy children. And I almost got like an educational or preschool sense around you. Might be a nice change of pace, you know, of being around a bunch of kids and creating art and creating, because at that age, learning looks different. You know, we are more creative with our learning with the preschool. So I don't know if that's something you're interested in or something you're around, but that really feels like that would match with helping you raise that vibration. Yeah. And I just get that you need change. You just want a break. You want to get out. So that's what I've got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. All right. We've got Shift Witch and Sally next. Go ahead, Shift Witch. We can't hear you. I don't know why. Maybe your headphones, something? Because you're not muted. Batteries? Yeah, we can't hear you. All right, experiment with some new way that we can, yeah.
Luckily, I have a microphone right
Oh,
here.
great. All right.
So it doesn't, I have backups. Hi, Julie. So in your work, in the work you've been doing, you have gotten really connected to the rhythms of life, the ebb and flow of people's energies and all of that. Like, you've been mired in it, quite frankly. And so first of all, I completely agree with what Carolyn said, of the, or Wendella, maybe both of them, is it flipping that focus to like children, to the beginning sparks rather than the dying embers, is what you need. And that's what will help you return to like your passion and the things that light you up. And even though that may not be your path forward, it's a way to it's a big enough turn that you can then find the path. So you need something right now that's just so completely opposite that it gives you space to discover on your own, because right now you just don't have that space inside of you left. It's all being used up, and you need something that's going to give you that space inside of yourself. So I hope that resonates.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. I'm just going to jump in with one quick thing. Like, in addition to what I said, when I said art therapy, I meant like not training, not like you have to go to school. I meant something like doing soul collage with people or something like that. So I don't know if you know what that is, but you might look that up.
I definitely will. I like the sound of it.
Great. All right, Sally. Oh, let's unmute. We can't hear you either.
Sorry, I said I'm mad at my cards because the same cards keep coming up for the same. Oh, and I'm sitting here every time the thing's off, I'm shuffling and shuffling. And I even put the one back in and said no, and it came back out again. I'm like, whatever, fine. So I feel like you are just a healer. I think being a nurse is really what we're called to do. And I feel like it brings you a lot of joy. And I don't see you completely leaving that, because I just don't feel like you in your heart can allow yourself to do that. I think right now you're just struggling. And again, we got the Six of Swords, but this time I feel like it's saying that things are going to start to calm down and things are going to start to shift and go back, and you're going to it's going to reignite your love for what you're doing. Not to say that you can't do other things, but I just see you doing this. I just don't see you changing being a nurse. Maybe a different environment, maybe a different way, but I just see you being a nurse. That's what I'm just strongly feeling like that's just what you're meant to do, you know? And I think that, you know, that's what you're meant to do, but it's just, you feel very depleted right now with everything that's going on. You're starting to question whether you should do it or not. And I just feel a shift is coming. And again, got the World card, you know, this is telling me that, you know, I read intuitively that this is your world. This is what you're comfortable doing. This is where you're comfortable being. It's just really not a great situation. But then this guy with the heart comes in again, and I put it back in and said no, and he popped out again. So I don't know what that means. Maybe you'll meet someone at work. Maybe there's a man at your work that, you know, I don't know, but you got the man holding a heart again. So this can be someone that you learn from. It can be a mentor. It also can be someone love interest coming into your life. It's got a lot of different meanings. I do also with this card feel like you do need a vacation. You need to travel. You need to, what I feel with you is you give too much to your job. You just dedicate too much. And that's typical with nurses, but you cannot pull yourself back from the energy once it's like you eat, sleep, and live your job. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you need to take a step back and a little bit care about yourself a little bit more. The charms I got were all pretty much butterflies, birds, an owl, an elephant, lots of animals, lots of nature. I did get this wheel to a ship. So maybe a cruise would be something that you could do. And I got the peace sign. So I think that you are also like a peacemaker. You try to just kind of go along and you just give too much of yourself. But I also got the 4-leaf clover, so that's luck. And I just feel also with these animals that maybe you have some spirits on the other side, loved ones that are watching over you. I'm very super proud of you. Specifically a male, I'm not sure exactly who that is, but watching over you, proud of you, beaming with joy and pride. And I'm not sure if that's a dad or a grandfather or something like that. But that's what I have. I don't know if any of that made any sense.
It made a lot of sense. Thank you. Especially the part about the male spirit on the other side, because my late husband comes to me and our kids in blue jays.
Okay. Yep. And we got this little bird. You can't really see it. They're so small, but it's like this little teeny bird. I don't know. Yeah. So I just felt like, yeah. And I definitely felt a male very beaming with pride, just so proud of you and just sending so much love your way. You really just, yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't think of, of a husband, but it definitely felt like, well, you know what it was? He was very protective of you, I feel like. So I felt that's why I thought maybe it was a father, because I feel like if he was here, he would be protecting you through all this and he would be watching over you and, being your rock and all that. And I do feel that. So that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, I'm just crying because he's been gone for over 18 years, and he was only 30, and our son was 6 and our daughter was 11 days old, and it was sudden, and like it was so hard.
Yeah. Did he have anything? Did he like baseball, or did kids playing baseball, or is there something to do with baseball?
He was super into baseball. I have so many pictures. He's
like, I see him with like a baseball cap and he's like cheering everybody on. He's like, woo, like go, like you guys can do it. I just think he's got so much great energy, really. He's just a great energy to be around.
Mm, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
Thank
All right.
you.
Michelle, go ahead.
Namaste, Julie. So the very first thing that came in before you even started talking was the male energy. And having had a lot of mediumship experience in my past, it was like I couldn't deny it. So I'm happy to hear that you're aware of who this is. Definitely has a big part to do with why you feel like it's time to move. There was some dreams that were planted between the two of you, particularly around this move, around the ocean, around bringing your kids up in a certain environment, all these things. And he's just coming through and saying he absolutely has your back. Before this event even started, I knew that there was going to be somebody that 3 animals were coming through. And that also came through that you were to get 3 animals today. So the 3 animals all have something in common, which is really interesting. One is fox. Fox is about shape shifting and being very adaptable to your environment and going with wherever you are, just making sure that you're aware that you have that adaptability to be able to metamorphosize yourself very easily. The other is raccoon. Raccoon is very resourceful, and raccoon has everything that it needs, and it is able to on the fly be able to adjust. And your beautiful husband, your spirit guide who's been with you, saw what you had to do to shift and to change and to adapt. And this is really going to be no different. In the fact that in the beginning, it's going to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to shapeshift and I have to be resourceful and everything has to occur. And monkey is also coming in because it's going to feel like you are swinging a little bit in terms of having to be using your ingenuity and being able to really focus on different environments. And where you're going to land, and this is really important, your husband's coming in and saying where you're going to land and where you're being attracted to is going to be similar to if you're watching a monkey swing in a forest and it just kind of connects for a moment to a certain, hanging, I forget what the words are, but, like Tarzan, just kind of hanging for a moment, and you're going to land there and it's going to take care of you for the time being. It's not going to be your end. And so monkey's just coming in and saying, hang in there, because this is going to help you get to the location that your heart's desires. But as far as the career path, it's simply going to be a transition point. So I always tell people it's like a lily pad. We're talking frogs now, but monkey wants to be your totem in this case. So just stay with that. And then also just to confirm that it is your husband, he's showing me lots and lots of cars. So I don't know if he's a huge car buff or what the deal is, or if he died in a car accident, but there's definitely lots of cars that he keeps bringing in. And so as far as the adaptability, just go with it. And just something to consider, and this is just an intuitive hit that I received. It's not coming in from anywhere other than just me simply looking to the energy and to the future, is using your nursing skills and also tying very much into being with your children and being with them in an environment. Schools are always looking for nurses. There's particular states where the schools are open, and you could go in and you could be a nurse temporarily, which would give you those summers off until you do find the dream job that you're looking for. And that would also allow your inner child to start opening up a little bit, which goes along with what everyone else was saying, where you're not so focused on death, but you're more focused on that rebirthing yourself again.
Thank you so much. And he actually was selling cars when he died.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. It was lovely having you. And yeah, it's great all of us working together. This is fun. The 6 of us haven't been together before, and this has been great. So
amazing.
All right, we've got one more question. So practitioners will go just like maybe 5-10 minutes over. Can some of you stay for this? All right, great. Pamela, come on up. Just turn on your video camera and I'll get you in on the spotlight. All right. Here you are. Great. Great to see you again. All right. What is your question?
Well, I've been trying to start a group, a circling group for women of color, and I'm so torn about this group. This is the second week that I was supposed to have it, and I didn't have it. I had started the group about 5 weeks ago. I've been taking well, you know, the whole backstory, Lorelei, but I'm just telling everyone else that I've been being mentored to start this group, and for women of color that have had weight loss surgery. And I just thought it would be a really good support out there. I have been doing circling, authentic relating circling classes, and I really love them. And I thought this would be something to start for women of color. But I'm so torn. A few weeks ago, I showed up to the class and no one came. And that just discouraged me, and I haven't gone back. And I just want to know if this is for me. Maybe it's not for me. I really have a lot going on. I'm raising a son with special needs. He's home. I'm schooling him from home. I have my own business, designing and making masks, and I'm just busy. So I'm just thinking that maybe it's just not for me. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I've talked to someone else and they told me yes, that the people that I was vibrationally connected to would show up, and that, you know, I'm just not sure. I'm so torn.
Can I ask a question? Were you meeting then, and were you going somewhere for the meetings?
It was on Zoom.
Okay, so it was on Zoom. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That's what I was curious
I was
about. Thank
saying,
you.
and I'll just say there, when you did have one event and it went really well.
Yes, the first one, and 4 women showed up, and myself. It was beautiful. It really was. But the second one, no one showed up. So I felt a little discouraged. So I don't know. I have a lot going on. I just don't know. Maybe I wasn't going to even ask this question, but the lady before that talked about, you know, keeping a lot of stuff built, pent up, and not expressing causes sickness and ailments in our body. And I've been I have fibromyalgia, so I've had a lot of pain in my life, and it's because I don't really talk. And that's why I found the circling groups really worked for me. So I wanted to offer it to others. And I know a lot of times as women of color, we don't express ourselves, and we're so overwhelmed and overburdened with so much. And we need that space and place, but I don't know if it's for me to do that. I don't know.
It's great. Thank you for adding those extra bits. So we've got Michelle ready and Carolyn ready. Go ahead, Michelle.
Namaste, Pamela.
Thank you.
So the very first thing that, because I'm a lot clairaudient as well, so I can hear certain things. And the very first thing that I heard was that this circle that you're creating, in terms of the vibration and the energy, it began really beautiful and so sacred and so wonderful. And then you set some expectations on yourself for what was supposed to happen in the second session and how it was supposed to look. And you sort of compared it maybe to the very first. And so Porcupine came in and said, it's time to just let that go. So the way Porcupine comes in and just lets the needles like go, all the quills, just lets them go. Really just give that to God, as they say. Just let it go, because it's not about comparing at all. I have many times done different courses and classes, and quote unquote, no one shows up. That's why there's a recording. And you being there and vulnerable and giving your heart's desire and saying, oh, I'm here by myself. And now I feel, you know, ashamed or guilt, or that's a healing experience that others can learn from you. So should that happen again, I encourage you to sit with your discomfort and allow it to come in, because it can be very, very healing for other people when they witness it. The other thing is when you were talking about women of color, as you were talking about that, I kept seeing rainbows. I don't know what that means, or if you have some type of a rainbow prism or colors or different things that you're attracting, but I kept hearing that the color is not so much about one particular shade as it is about bringing in rainbows and rainbow children. You talked about your special needs. It's about all these people who have gone into transition. So consider widening your net a little bit. It's not just about people who have gone through surgeries, but it's about any kind of transition, any kind of lifestyle change that people are going through where they feel a little bit uncomfortable in their own skin and stepping fully into who they are. And then Beaver came in and just said, do it. Just be productive. Just go ahead and move through it. Even though you feel a little bit afraid, just move through it anyway and get it done.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. So Carolyn, and then Shift Witch, and then Sally. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Pamela. So it's funny, the first card that I pulled out was speaker. So they're definitely saying that your gift or your path definitely has you speaking out. I also got writing, actually quite a few about writing. So that kind of is something to look at going hand in hand, is maybe doing, you know, these speaking engagements or events and stuff, and expressing yourself, sharing your stories and the guidance that you get. It's also going to lead into like writing down. So if you feel guided sometimes to either even just write down how you're feeling, what you're experiencing, just kind of follow that and let that come through. I get very much you're meant to continue with it, that to trust the process and timing. I found that sometimes when an event doesn't happen or if people don't show up, some spirit way of giving me the time off that I needed, that I wasn't putting aside for myself, or there's other reasons that are sometimes bigger than just ourselves, that the timing and order to things. And so it's, you know, keep the faith is what I got, is you know, let that build that confidence and that strength in you to know that this is definitely the path you're here to move forward on. And I love what Michelle about letting go of expectations, because I think that helps us all so much when we can just let go and let it flow and be what it's supposed to be. And each one is going to be very different. And to just keep embracing and growing with the experiences that are showing up, coming to you. And it's going to lead you beautifully. Like, I just feel like all these things are going to come together, and that you're very much on the path. So just trust what you're getting, keep following your joy. You know, if you're doing something that feels too heavy, maybe, you know, you can ask for guidance and letting it go too, you know, and expanding and growing with the stuff as it's coming to you. That's what I was getting.
Okay. That part that you said about just meditating or praying on if it's too much for me.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, there's some things it feels like maybe you're doing too much, like of some of the things that are maybe a burden or obligation. And so you can kind of do what I like to is just surrender to my higher self, to the divine design, is like, thank you for showing me, you know, what I'm ready to let go of. And thank you for helping me through that transition with grace, ease, and joy. So then you just follow the nudges that you get, and it'll help, like, let that go. It'll help you find another creative way or open up the doors for somebody else to come in and help you, so that you can focus more on the things that you're really enjoying, and that will like brighten up your passion and even more, and kind of allow the flow of abundance and all of that to come in even more.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. Shift Witch, and then Sally.
Hey, Pamela. So what I want to share is a little more concrete this time, actually. I have been teaching belly dance since 2010. I've taught at my house, I've taught at like rec centers, I've taught online, and I absolutely know the feelings that you're talking about, because there have definitely been times where I had this great class and there's like 10 people there, and then I show up the next week and nobody comes, and I'm just like, what did I do wrong? And you know, it's like this weird psychological thing that gets you. But then what I started doing was partly what Carolyn said, and realizing, okay, this time is supposed to be for me. And instead of just saying that, I was like, okay, this is time for me to dance for me. So what I would say is, first of all, absolutely keep doing it. Absolutely. Because there will be people who desperately need you that night and are very sad that you're not there, even if you don't know it. And as far as those nights when nobody shows up, that's when you get to do something for yourself. Figure out maybe a little more healing that you need to give yourself, that you were going to offer to somebody else, so that it still has a place to go. You know, so do your version of dancing and lifting yourself up during that time.
Mhm.
So, but definitely keep going. Please, 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 because I know that there are women out there who need to connect. I know they are. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
All right, Sally, go ahead.
My gosh, the wind just went. It scared me. Okay, so the first card I got is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card in the deck, but the one thing that's great about him is that he is determined, committed, and he is very stable and secure. So it's someone who's very determined to do what they have to do, committing to what they want to do, and just it's telling you to have patience. It's going to take a little bit of time. So I feel like as long as you stay committed to it, and just keep showing up at those meetings, then it's going to eventually, people are going to come. Okay. Because then I got the Three of Pentacles, and that's all about, you know, partnerships and teamwork and working as a team. It gets me a very good feeling of you meeting, even if it's just a couple of people, really having an impact on each other's lives, you know, coming together as a team and really working together to get this done. And then eventually more people will come. And then we got the Six of Wands, again, a very victorious person, you know, success, victory. And then the Fool. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith, a new adventure, just diving right in, not worrying about anything. Like he's about to jump off a cliff and his dog's like, whoa, where are you going? He's like, I'm just going, I don't care. So this is like, just go into it with everything you have. And then we got the Discover Your Life Purpose card. This is all telling you that this is what you're truly meant to do, as long as you put the work in and stay committed, and take that leap of faith. Then we have the Dreams card. This might be something that you've been dreaming about. Can tell you to pay attention to your dreams. Before you go to bed, ask the universe, God, or whoever it is that you believe in, to send you a sign. Is this what I'm supposed to do? And then pay attention to the signs that you get in your dreams. And all the charms I got were a lot of ocean signs, a lot of like seahorse and the starfish and a fish. So maybe something to do with, you know, the sea or some sort. But I know a seahorse too has the ability to do two different things and see two different things at one time. So that also is like a multitasking type of, you know, charm that's saying that you have the ability to do both of these things. You just have to. And then we got the Elephant too, which is all about strength. And two feathers. So that tells me that there's angels watching over you, and another key, again, opening the door. So I think it's a really great spread. I just think that you have to, you know, put the work in and stay committed. And like somebody else said, I feel like there's people that really need you to do this. I have a sense that they are a little bit unsure of themselves to step forward and make this commitment themselves as well.
Okay.
That's really all I got.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Great, Wendella.
Yeah, I actually just had some practical advice. Is you want to be able to go out and make sure your marketing's on point. So go to Eventbrite, go to like your Facebook groups, and just make sure that you're getting it out there. And just be clear. Like the worst thing is to get a bunch of people at the group that don't really need to be there. So just be clear about how your group is formed and who should be there. So don't feel shy about saying this is for these people. But just go to Eventbrite, do your Facebook groups, just get it out there. Yeah, because build it and they will come doesn't really work in a COVID age. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, great. Well, so we've talked about this a bit, so just a few more things. So one is, I think I texted you in the middle of the week, something about like letting us support you more. So I know Anissa really wants to contribute and support you more too. I just, that all that you've learned, you might not have, I have no expectation that you would know how to do everything in terms of putting the event together and marketing it and, you know, leading the event, and like, so letting yourself get more support about all those things. And I know you're in a question at the moment of like, is this the right thing? I just so want to support you that you don't have to do it all alone. You don't have to do it all on your own.
Yeah, and I feel alone. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
it's finding some other way that you can have some collaboration. And I know that you're wanting to do it for people of color. So it's like, I can't support you in that in the event, but I can totally support you in helping you get it like ready and out in the world. And Anissa wanted to contribute some of her just time and energy and knowledge also. So please, you know, whoever you want to have support you, I encourage you to just allow some support to happen. So that's one thing. The second thing is I loved that people were sharing here about, and they meant it a different way. They talked about people transitioning, and they finally did say in transition, but transitioning. And you and I have talked about that word transitioning in a different context. And you've talked about how you think that some of your purpose is to support people that are transitioning. And I wonder if maybe another way that it's good for you to offer this work is to people that are transitioning. And it might be people of color, and it might not, but there's, right? Do you have a passion about this? And I wonder if that's.
Wow. That's been kind of going in and out of my head, but I've been like rebuking it out of fear. Because it has entered my head. That's a wow, that confirmation. I've tried to ignore it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's clearly a big need there too.
Wow. Okay.
Right. And like the other person that I connected you with, they may not specifically have done authentic relating, but they're sort of the same type of person though that you might even be to do things with and collaborate with.
Yeah. Wow. Which they call me this afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm thinking there's that person that person would be really great to do something like that with. And there's so it'd be slightly different. It'd be a little bit more like games events with that person. And I'm talking about the other person that's in Oregon too.
Oh, okay.
So there's like a number of these people could also potentially be facilitators.
Wow. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's some things we just can't run from, right? Well, we can run, but we can't hide.
They follow us. That's right. They run alongside us.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that person reached out to you. That's
Yeah,
great.
they did.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone have anything else for Pamela? All right, great, Pamela. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you asked about maybe asking a question.
Thank you.
Very welcome. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This has been lovely. Remember, all of our practitioners have specials. I'm going to put them in the chat again while our practitioners go through and introduce themselves again. Excuse me, for the recording, so that everyone listens to the recording knows how to get in touch with you. So please go through again and let's share who you are, your modalities, and how people can connect with you on the web, or however you want them to connect with you. All right, let's see who wants to go first. Just a quick share. I'm great. Whoever wants to jump in, or I can call on you. All right, Shift, would you go ahead, and I'm going to paste in the chat.
I'll go because I always feel bad. Like you're like, I gotta call on people. So I am from the Shift Witch. I provide compassionate coaching, energetic movement, and empowered healing, specifically to women in their middle ages to help them clear blocks, find their path, and really step into their passions in life. You can find me at www.theshiftwitch.com. You could email me at theshiftwitch@gmail.com. And on that website, actually, I'm also on Facebook, The Shift Witch. I am on Instagram, Shift Witch. I think that covered everything I'm on. I may go on TikTok. I don't know. It's kind of scary, but so yes, I would love to hear from any of you about whatever I can help you with. So thank you for sharing so much of yourselves tonight. I really appreciated it. And those were absolutely fantastic questions from everyone. So thanks again. And I hope I will see you again.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being willing to jump in and go first. All right, who's next? Great, Carolyn, go ahead.
Hello, so I'm Carolyn Kaufman. I'm an intuitive life coach and rainbow touch healer. I love to just, my passion is just really helping people through the transitions and to really step into and create a life that you really want, that you can thrive in, and helping. I love to be a bridge from the old paradigm way of thinking and into creating into the foundation of our passions of love and joy. And I do also work a lot with children and parents, and have lots of classes and spiritual support circles that I do, and it's all on my website, thelabyrinthoflife.com. It's thelabyrinthoflife.com, and all my information, contact information is there. You can find it there. And it's been really great. Thank you for letting me be part of this. It was a lot of fun and really nice to meet everybody and to share like this.
You're very welcome. All right, who's next? Wendella.
I think we were in a tie. Me and Sally both went at the same time. I'm Wendella. I'm a psychic medium. I'm the living Seven of Cups. I've always got something in the air. I'm also the guardian of a metaphysical WAG, Writers Accountability Group. We have a book coming out called The Spiritual Awakenings. I also have, what else? Metaphysician technician, where I support graphics and events and host pretty much jack of all trades for metaphysicians. And I'm at www.readingsbywendella.com. That's me.
Do you want to spell Wendella for people in case they don't know how to spell it?
Wendell with an A. So literally my father's name was Wendell. It's really not that complicated. I know, I wished it was like a goddess or something, but it's not.
Well, I think it's a goddess, and I'm going to spell it just in case. Wendella.
A. Yeah.
Great. All right. Sally, did you want to go next?
Hi, I'm Sally from Sally's Spiritual Guidance. I'm an intuitive psychic, tarot, and oracle card reader, as well as a psychic medium. I offer a variety of different readings on my Etsy shop. Really, you can purchase them directly through me. Some people are more comfortable on Etsy, some people are not. It doesn't matter to me. Either way, you can get 20% off with the code that's circulating up there. I really enjoyed this panel. It pushes me out of my comfort zone, which is usually love readings. I don't know why, but that's what I attract. And so I like to try to shift the readings towards working on, yourself and what you can do in order to bring the healing and the happiness and the success that you need. And you can find me on Facebook, Sally's Spiritual Guidance. My link tree is posted as well that has all of my sites. And I just appreciate being here, and thank you guys for coming.
You are so welcome. All right, Michelle.
Namaste, I'm Michelle Scaletsky Boyd, and to get to know me is to really experience me. And so I help you connect with your higher self. That's really what I do. I use my intuition and I use my hypnotherapy and all my different healing gifts to assist you on taking soul journeys. So whether you want to connect with a loved one, or you want to connect with spirit guides or totem animals, or really be able to trust yourself and your intuition, which is always a really good first place to start. That's really my forte. And just like I was doing with Julie, I offer validation and confirmation, something that only you would know, or you would know with your children or your spouse or with your spirit animal, or something that's really personalized and customized to you. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can learn more about me at soulfelt.com. It's like heartfelt, but the word soul, SOULFELT.com.
Thanks so much, Michelle. And I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. I love to apply this to helping people discover their purpose and make great choices that support them living their purpose, helping people understand relationships they're already in, be it romantic or business. And I also love to use this for matchmaking, again, for romance and business. So please let me see your eyes. Let me see the eyes of others in your life. And I'm just here to support you and help you grow and be the truest you that you can be. And these are the MeWe fairs, MEWEFAIRS.com. We have 4 different types of events right now. And this is like a little condensed version of all the events happening in this next few days. Today is a panel. Tomorrow we have our 3rd practice circle. There's several practitioners with sets of exercises for helping people open to their gifts. On Sunday, we have one of our fairs. We have about 15 practitioners that will be doing a brief version of an intuitive panel, a bit like tonight, and then lots of free talks. You can go from room to room and listen to people talk about all kinds of different types of work. They'll be doing, some of them doing sessions at the fair, and we all have specials, again, similar to having specials tonight. And then on the 6th, next Thursday, we have our first training panel. As I described it earlier, it's where a couple of practitioners are supporting newer practitioners to offer their work in a panel format to get used to how these events work and get more used to sharing on the stage with other people in the room, and coming to trust their gifts more and opening their gifts more at the same time, and learning to ground themselves and trust what comes through them, so that we have more and more people in the community offering their work and feeling confident to share their work. Oh, so yeah, so I posted all that in the chat for those of you that are here tonight, and it's been great being with you all together. This will get posted up on the YouTube channel. I'm got to get myself down there now that I know the internet is all working, and get a whole bunch of stuff up. And yeah, I'm getting teased about like, oh, just because of you, I'm just gonna have to pull them all up in here because I haven't shown my little stuffed animals again tonight, just for you. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's see. So, oh, I think that's everything. Thank you so much, everyone. The questions really have been so lovely, and we have been so great working all together. Just as the group of us together, it's been really this flowing and integrated and precious. And the questions, lovely. Everyone's just willingness to play with all that we shared, and so great. I'm just so appreciative of us being all together, and also the support that this will be to others, being able to listen to all this. Thank you, everyone, very much. And if you haven't, if you're attending and you haven't filled out the feedback form, so that we can make our events better and better and better, and you can enter into a drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice, please go ahead and do that. It's in the chat. Just click on the link and the form should come up. And we will keep the room open for a few minutes, so that if you want, you can unmute and say goodbye. And then in a few minutes, we'll put you out to the waiting room, and the practitioners will have a chat about the event too. Thank you so very much for being here with all of us.